and make sure that we've got monetization on, chats on, thumbnails on, all that stuff. Shan't take but a moment, sir. It always goes on so fast.
Yes, it does.
I don't even have time to get the thumbnail on. There. That saved the thumbnail. Tim ad Corvus Redisse.
Did you pronounce that correctly? Who knows?
I don't know. You know where that's from, don't you, bro? It's translated to, and it fell back on the raven.
Oh.
Reference to the Triari. I thought you'd get that.
Yes. I know the quote of the Triari. I don't know it in Latin.
Well, that was what they said back in the day.
Well, they didn't say fall back on the river. They said fall back on the Triari. I get the reference now.
I get the reference. I'm just tired of your shit. All right. Let's hop back over now that I've got that fixed up.
Okay.
We should be monetized and everything, so we'll rock and roll.
You got the thing plugged into the right spot?
I should double check. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, you can hear me. Good. How we doing in chat?
Good. We got some people rolling in right now.
Good. Well, let's not waste any time. Let's dive right into it. Do I have all my orders set up? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. So, excuse me. Let's do this. How's everyone doing tonight? Welcome to another For Honor Friday stream. Happy to be here. I'm Raven, and with me again tonight is Lark. If you didn't know us, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Welcome. We're glad to have you. If you are a regular, welcome. Welcome. We are glad to have you. We do not discriminate. All right, let's do this thing. So, who to start with?
Ooh, who to go with? Who to go with? Happy early Thanksgiving. Thank you, Jerry. All right.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. I think I'll go Valkyrie. Let's go Valkyrie.
It's a very ornate shield right there.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Wait, 3 Orochi and 1 Valkyrie. Oh,
Hey, we missed the memo.
I guess I missed the message.
So just jokes on you. They're going to be looking for Orochis.
Like, they're gonna know the enemy by the Orochi. They've got an Orochi, and wow. Okay, so there are only 2 non-samurai, and it is me and a JJ. In fact, I'm the only one here who's not Asian. What a surprise!
Because Asia. Well, Asia.
Unless it's kind of like Ruth, and this is an Asian Valkyrie, like a samurai that was adopted by the Vikings. You never know. I mean, you could get a Nobushi, like turn her into a Valkyrie. A very well endowed Nobushi. I mean, I love the way Valkyrie stands there. It's kind of like, yeah, check out my cleavage. I know it's there. You know it's there.
Yeah, we tried to have an execution where we could have fun with it, but that was just too much for Ubisoft.
That bothers me so much. Ubisoft, is that really your big gripe? You get upset that a guy accidentally grabs a woman's tatas?
And then gets kicked in the groin for it.
He gets punished for it. It's classic.
But no, now he has to grab the shield and it just kills any enjoyment for the execution.
Yeah, that just makes it so lame now. Because why did she get mad that he grabs her shield? Like, I don't get that.
Ow, that hurts.
Bang the gong, man. Bang the clap. Alright, let's rock and roll. So, anything coming on in chat that I should know about? Okay,
I'm kind of laughing at the fact that
oh, wow, they just knocked the Orochi. Oh, it's going to be that kind of match. We're done. Yeah, we've lost, folks. It's that kind of match tonight.
I like chocolate milk. Good for you, Billy Donuts. We're proud of you.
It's going to be that kind of match tonight. Just saying. Alright.
So clearing out the minion. You know, it's weird not seeing the Kappa anymore.
It is weird. I miss them. I miss the Kappa.
They were fun to kill.
They were, weren't they?
Brock, you're not that late. You came in just about the right time. I was wondering, is there a way we could chat via crossplay? I think we'd have to set it up through Discord or something. I don't think we can do it directly through the gaming system. Can't do it. I probably need to lean closer.
All right, I'll pick this boy up.
Alright, so let's see. Are you guys open to joining?
Let's see how things go. The last few nights we've had people join. We've had a few connection issues. We'll see what's going. We'll see how things go after this match. Might do it solo. Don't know yet.
We'll see. We'll see. Let's see. What if we convert the orcs to Christianity? No, I will not specify which orcs I'm talking about. We have a video about that.
Yeah, we'll be releasing that video later on.
Yeah, fantastical history.
Oh,
Past few weeks have been toxic and for honor. For me, everybody's a complete coward. Yeah, we've seen stuff like that.
Oh, that's what happens when you run out of stamina. And don't feel bad. I do that all the time. I do that all the time.
Yeah,
So
I've been in this situation several times where it's just like, where you do that one attack, it's parried, and you're all out of stamina. You're like, I'm in danger.
No, I totally get that feeling. I've been there. I've been there. Oh, man, they're doing the toxic thing where they're attacking the spawn zone.
Don't be that guy.
Oh, man, I knew that. I thought we were going to lose this match. Now I'm afraid we're going to win it. Oh, I don't like this. I do not like this. It is such toxicity.
Here's a question. Final Thanksgiving question. What fictional character would you invite to your house for dinner?
Shoot, that's a good question. Zhong Li. He seems like he'd tell great stories.
There's that. Frank Reagan. Just because I think he tells some great stories too. Being a police commissioner and all. The other option, if I really wanted to get benefit out of it, I'd invite Sanji, because he could make a really baller Thanksgiving dinner.
Shoot. Oh man. Okay, here's the thing that annoyed me about that fight. Anytime I tried to react to something he was doing, he would just swing a light, and then it would get me, whatever I threw. So that's annoying, but it's okay. It's okay. Orochis have always been difficult for me to deal with. For the longest time, they've always been a problem for me. It's like I just cannot read them.
You're right, Duncan. We do need to invite the cat chef from Monster Hunter World.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I don't know what the Monster Hunter equivalent is to turkey. Anjanath? I think it's Anjanath.
It could be. You never know. Monster Hunter World's a little weird like that.
I mean, according to evolutionary biology, chickens are technically related to dinosaurs. Therefore, turkeys and other avians should be related to them too. Therefore, Anjanath should taste like fried chicken. So,
I hate Takiri.
You lost. Alright. Oh, Duncan dropped a cat.
Good guard, right?
You can drop a cat. You can't drop a dog.
Oh, come on, guys.
Hey, come on.
What's the deal? What's the deal?
Asking. An interesting username proposes a question, I suppose.
But no answers. There are no answers to this question. Well, it looks like my team isn't doing quite as well now. I guess their toxicity could only last so long. Where's the rest of my minions? Did they kill all my minions?
You can't find good minions these days, I tell you. Everybody saw them Groove films, and now they all think minions have to be yellow. They don't have to be yellow.
I am so annoyed that they became popular. Look, I liked the first Despicable Me movie. It was a good movie. I liked it fine. But then they made the minions a popular thing, and that annoys me.
Oh, day 3 of asking who had real-life plot armor. Otto von Bismarck. Man started out as just some sort of rich kid putz, who then winds up going never attending a day of college, but somehow getting a law degree, coming out, surviving every single duel he fights in, gets shot, survives. He gets shot in the street, but the bullets go past him and don't actually hit him. And so he goes by the name Iron Chancellor then or out, and then unifies the German states into one country. Man had plot armor.
Okay, well, I think I figured out how to beat that Takiri now. I think I figured out his game plan. As long as I can get him alone, I can take him. I think I know his game plan now.
King Baldwin IV. Yeah, until the very end.
He is a dodge-heavy fanatic, so as long as I can anticipate the dodge. Hey, buddy. Wait for it. Dodge heavy.
Aha!
Light. Break. Dodge heavy. Ah, he read me that time.
Or he just rather changed up the strat.
Dodge heavy. Finally. Dude's dead. Alright, let me heal up before I do anything else. This has not been my match. I can definitely say with certainty that I'm the worst. Oh, I'm top of the chart, but that's just because I'm doing my job. That's the only reason I'm at the top of the chart, because I'm doing my job. Like, I'm taking zones, I'm focusing on the objectives, I've been clearing B.
You're like that guy on the basketball court that's not scoring all the goals, but you're like passing the ball and doing a good job on defense.
Yeah, I'm that guy like, good job, man, good job. You're not the star of the team, but...
Yeah, you're basically the logistics of the army. The army couldn't function without you, but you don't get any of the credit.
Correct.
Enemy team is breaking.
Alright, let's clean... Oh, all four of you are ganking up on one person? I'm sorry, I cannot condone this. I fell into a burning ring of fire.
Oh no. Oh, that's hot!
I'm dead. Well, that did just happen. I will not deny that just happened. At least I killed Asking Thought 63.
I have the next Assassin's Creed video coming along. That's coming.
Lark's got to work on it again.
Yeah, I've been distracted by other projects. At least I actually released some projects.
Yes, you did do something else. Guys, you got to realize we're on Origins and Odyssey now.
Those take time. Not that I'm not enjoying it.
Those are incredibly long games. We need time to play through them, process them, and we need breaks from them too every now and then because they can get overwhelming.
I just found out that one of the kids in my physics AP class is Armenian. I had no idea Armenia was the first true Christian nation. They're definitely up for the contender, so they're the first official, like they made Christianity their official religion. So yeah, but hey Raven and Lark, what is your favorite Sabaton song?
Damn it. I gotta say The Last Stand. The Last Stand is probably my favorite.
Same here. Same.
Man, we just cannot beat these guys in the gank. That's why they shouldn't have all been Orochi. We need some people who can pressure in the gank. Like, get someone who can pressure. Like, say, Medjai. Medjai can pressure.
Ghost Division's pretty good. Stop going in one at a time. Yeah, probably. If the kiss keeps up, you'll win by timeout.
That's one.
There's two, so... Ha-ha!
Oh, good parry.
Christ and that's a Powerwolf song. But I do like that song. Shout out to Egypt, Ethiopia, Georgia for being early members of the Jesus Gang. Yep. Good old boys. Oh yeah, I love the Unkillable Soldier. I particularly love the music video for that. The fact they got Indy Nidell is amazing.
Finally took care of them.
Oh, don't be like that.
Victory.
I hate toxicity, especially when it's from my own team.
I'd say sorry, but it would only send the wrong message.
It would. All right, well. What a match. What a match. I was the worst on my team and yet the best on my team. That is a paradox level thing, guys.
It's Schrodinger's Valkyrie.
I am both the best and yet the worst.
I embrace the duality of man. The Gaming Pig says nothing like watching a Raven stream next to a fireplace with a bowl of ice cream.
Hey, here you go.
What way to spend your evening.
That is the right way to spend a Friday night. I tell you what.
Devil Dog is my favorite Sabaton song because me and... yeah, Devil Dog's really good.
Devil Dog is a good one. I also like 82nd All the Way. That one is solid.
I particularly like Devil Dog because we live really close to Paris Island, which is one of the two places they actually recruit Marines. And so if you actually, like, according to some of my buddies that have been over there, they will actually run to that song, which is awesome.
That's the way to go, man.
Well, yeah, Mike Evans.
You couldn't even remember the name. She's from there.
Uh-oh.
What is this?
What is this? Someone's talking.
Who can say?
I can't say.
The Cosmic Traveler says, "Hey, Raven."
Hey, Cosmic Traveler, how you doing tonight?
What is it? What you?
Yeah. And Sea Dog the Pro says the Last Stand is his favorite too. So.
The Last Stand. It's just hard to beat The Last Stand.
What's everyone's favorite Monster Hunter theme? I don't just listen to music in Monster Hunter. It's just typically.
I'm gonna go Team-Wa this time. Let's go Team-Wa.
Paris Island is such a lovely little island. If you don't mind sand, please.
Yeah. Well,
It's lovely for everybody but the Marine recruits.
okay, but yeah, there's that. There's also okay, the Winged Hussars. Now, no, hear me out. Hear me out, though. Let me tell you another reason I love the Winged Hussars. Besides that, one of the guitarists or musicians in Sabaton, Tommy Johansson, he has a YouTube channel, and I want all of you to check it out sometime. Because on that channel, he does covers of songs in his own rock style, and he does Sabaton songs, but to Disney melodies. Like for example, he did 82nd All the Way to Be a Man from Mulan. And he did to the Winged Hussars Arrive. I don't know what he was doing it to. He does not say what the melody was from, but it was gorgeous the way he sang when the Winged Hussars arrive, coming down the mountainside. Like, just it was gorgeous. I loved it, and I was like, dude, what the fuck? It's so, like, I made my own story to what's happening in that song. Like, I made my own mental image. We remember in September when the Winged Hussars arrived.
He apparently also did a heavy metal Christmas carol.
Yes, he did. Like, Tommy is solid. I love his music, and he looks like such a dweeb, but in the best way. I don't mean that in a bad way. He looks like the kind of guy, just like, every time he ends his videos, he always gives like double thumbs up and a big smile. I'm like, oh, I just want to pinch your cheek or something. You're just fun. You're just
doing Grandpa Raven over there. Get over here, Sonny.
Get over here, Sonny. You're just so precious.
Oh, and Lee Blackwell says, "Hey, Raven, have you ever heard of Channel Epic Music?" Yes.
Yes. I love their music.
Yeah, and not only do we use them to help with writing, I actually play them as whenever my kids are working in class to help them work. Because I actually started out because they're like, since they have like more classical, less music. My advanced kids actually really like it. It's good. Yep. Oh, Attack of the Dead Men is such a goated Sabotage. Yes, I love that.
Oh, this guy's a light Perry reader.
But is he a light Perry bleeder?
If I get involved, it's just going to be his revenge.
Let me see.
You lost.
Yes.
Hey, Raven and Lark, what is your favorite history YouTuber? Oh, dude, it's Rihanna Kempton. We gotta have the red hair, dude. Rihanna Kempton.
Yeah, that would work.
We're back to the play.
Oh, it's a bot 3.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Damn! Like I said, he is a good reader. Holy crap! He read that light like he just knew it was coming. Oh well. As for my favorite history YouTuber, in terms of content, Metatron is probably one of the best you're gonna get. He is very well read. He's very knowledgeable. He's clearly experienced a lot of it. He takes himself very seriously, and he double checks all of his information, which is very commendable. Shadversity is definitely good, but he's veered away from history a little bit and gone a little bit more into just fight and media analysis, which isn't a problem, but it definitely isn't always history. Oh, hi.
But they ain't got a die though, babe.
Yep. Oh, and before I answer the question, Superfly Mice Guy just dropped $5 saying, "Good evening, fellas. I missed last Friday. Were there any Raven rants? We sort of had a bit of a Raven rant, and thank you for dropping the $5, man. We greatly appreciate it. However, we are currently in the middle of a situation with a lawbringer that is too good for his own good." I feel like he doesn't just like me. Like he's mixing stuff up there.
Yeah, but the problem is he's reading me too easily.
Yeah. I know, but like this guy looks really good.
You lost Zone C.
Well, I mean, I at least got his health down pretty low, but I don't think it's going to make any difference. I think he's got this.
Yep. Alright, but anyway, to answer the earlier question of what's my favorite history YouTube channel, probably, it's not a YouTuber, but more of a team. It's, yeah, there's several, actually. Like, there's,
And you know what? I'm not going to fight him. He's too good. I can't beat him.
not on your own. But there's, Invicta's pretty good. They're pretty good. Kings and Generals is definitely amazing. The Armchair Historian's also pretty good. I like those guys. Like they produce in my class. Raven Lark, you might want to check out a channel called Korra and Avatar. I apologize if I mispronounced that. They make Giga Chad remixes of songs. One of them is a One Piece remix. I think Raven would enjoy. Okay.
I'll give it a listen sometime. Yeah, sounds good.
I don't understand why we getting fucked up so bad.
Well, tell you what, buddy. Go to A and you'll find out.
There is a reason. The long arm of the law.
I like that. I like that. I can't figure out we're getting fucked up so bad. Head to A. You will see why.
The answer is right there. I like the Captain story. Oh, yeah. Another history YouTuber that like he's relatively small, but I think he did. I think he does pretty good stuff. It's like the ancient history guy. He does like little animated shorts. I think the biggest shortcoming is he doesn't have a good mic, but his quality, other than that, is really good. How long has the stream been going for? It's only been going for about 20 minutes. Superfly Mice Guy. That's all. Let's see. Peyton Harris makes some really good Viking-inspired songs. But we could always use some more good Viking-inspired songs.
Dang it.
They got me.
Ever since she got bleed on her deck. Wait, you're a Rep 70 Warmite? And you look like, come on. Get some drip, honey.
Miami broccoli bomb.
Well, it looks like someone finally beat that Lawbringer.
Took a while. Look, that's how tough it should be to fight a Lawbringer with their armor.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like you cannot break through.
Oh, I thought you need help. You did not need help.
He got it.
He's got it.
These guys need observation.
Oh, crap. Here comes the Lawbringer now.
Oh, Lord, he coming. Your best bet's to ledge.
All right.
Brace yourselves. Oh, no.
Yeah, it didn't work, buddy. Want to try that again?
Okay.
Again! He knows! All right, no more lights from the top. Let's see if we can't get him that way.
Oh, no. Hey, Raven and Lark, what is your favorite last stand in history? Give him a second, he's in the middle of something. Aha!
Got him. My favorite last stand in history, it's gonna be probably the rear guard action of the Swiss Guard.
Molly from First Take?
Maybe the Battle of Shiroyama and Thermopylae. The Battle of Thermopylae. Yeah, those would be my picks. I'm gonna hold C for a while. I don't think. Are any of them coming? No. No. Well, let's just keep boosting it. Let's keep boosting it. They're gonna go for B first. Notice how two of them are already on B. They're trying to turn that around. Yep, they just did. That's gonna turn into a brawl in the middle of B. Might as well go back him up. He's having trouble.
I'm gonna have to go with the fall of Constantinople, when the last emperor of the Romans basically said, I would, you can't have a, you can't be an emperor without an empire, so I will die with my city. And he just charged in with his men to glorious death. How long does
Run away now. Run away now.
How long does this
I
stream
know
normally
what
last?
Darlene
About 2
is.
hours, give or take.
Door. Like Dornishi?
Yeah, Levi. Thermopylae is a good one. The only reason I didn't put that one up there, though we didn't say that one, just it's too obvious. We all know it. It's good. Don't get me wrong. Great. But
Well, it's over. Unless we turn A or B around, which we won't, because Lawbringer's in a position to take either. So, yep, not my best night. Well, the sad, I'll tell you the real sad thing. I have had a bad last few nights of For Honor. Like yesterday when I played, I didn't win one match. I was like, man, I'm sucking wind.
Your team rallied.
I like the Knights of Malta's stand against the Ottomans. Yeah, well, they actually came out on top on that one.
Yeah, I mean, it was still a last stand though, technically.
I think they could introduce an Aztec hero just by using the Outlander faction. I mean, we were able to sneak in a Medjai, so I don't think that an Aztec Jaguar would be too hard to kill right now. I feel like they need to cancel out the healing zone mechanic, like if you get within proximity of it, so they can't do that little...
And I noticed how this Warmommy runs from everything. Have y'all noticed that? God. Warmommy, you're at rep 70. Stand your goddamn ground.
Don't run away. You're a warmonger. That's like Apollyon's whole thing.
Oh, and you actually emoted at me. Okay, sure. Whatever.
Oh, no.
Well, like I said, I'm just having a bad few nights.
Last stands where they win are the most impressive. Well, I guess if you want to look at it that way, yeah. If you want to count victories in as the last stand, I think it's more like heroic final stands for defeats.
Well, I mean, last stands are basically where you, even though the odds are against you, you still stand up. You know, that's what a last stand.
I suppose that's true. But if we're gonna throw that in there, I would like to throw the Battle of Sullivan's Island out there because that's hilarious.
All right, debating whether I fight with these
I
guys
hate when
again.
niggas be about to die.
Let's go again.
Fucking run away.
Because it looks like a lot of that. Yeah, they're a Lawbringer. Just quit. That'll help.
No, I want these niggas to die. Like, I want them to die.
This guy's a little
Just
unhappy.
fine,
That's
bro.
not a healthy thought there, dude.
Just ran away.
Okay, we're gonna shut him up now.
You okay, buddy?
God, he saw.
There it is. Yeah, I'm not gonna listen anymore of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the entire team except for the Centurion left. I'm a little surprised at that, but okay.
Oh, the 6th largest navy in the world has joined the other team.
Dang it. Looks like it's gonna be a couple of clan kids. Oh boy.
Here's a question: what's your favorite song from Skillet?
Either Comatose or Watching for Comets. Those would be my choices.
For me, it's probably the Resistance. And if you want to see us use the Resistance, we actually made it Griffin's special theme.
I'll go Peacekeeper. I haven't gone Peacekeeper in a while and I want to. I haven't gone Pirate in a while either. I need to pick her up again. They're all Shaolin?
Oh, we're about to get bonked.
Yeah, we are about to get heavy sweeped and bonked. This is going to be a very mean fight.
Oh, Bad Wolves did a cover of Comatose?
I did not know the Bad Wolves did a cover of Comatose. I'll look into that, yeah.
Hello, I am late. Oh, Superfly My Sky dropped another $2. Have you read any of the Halo novels?
Yes, I've read a few of them. Not all of them, but a few of them.
I've read The Fall of Reach and Contact Harvest.
I've read those two, and I also read one other, but I can't remember the name right
It's
now.
like Shadow over Onyx, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It said Onyx on it. That's all I remember.
I kept looking for a Pokemon. He was nowhere in there. Partially because there were no pictures in the book.
All those Shaolin need to settle down. They're all like really hoppy.
Oh, poor Duncan. He says, I've kind of built up a hatred for Skillet because my art class, someone puts it over the speakers. So we listen to Skillet on repeat every day of the week. Yeah, I can understand how that can wear the patience with them.
Yeah, for sure.
I like a lot of musicians, but if I had to listen to them and nothing but them on repeat, I'd get upset too.
Yeah, it would get old after a while, there's no question.
Hey, Raven and Lark, if you could make a God of War story, which mythology would take place, and who would be they would also be the big bad evil guy? Okay, so I guess, like, which mythology would we like to see a God of War-esque style game in?
Let's go Egyptian, I guess.
Egyptian would be good. If we're making the bad guys, I'd love to beat the crap out of Baal.
Baal would be great.
Beat up Baal Haman. Actually, it could be like a Punic War game where you have, like, the Roman deities trying to beat the crap out of the Carthaginian deities. That'd be fun. I'm ashamed that I only played Halo 4. Dude, if you can get your hands on the Master Chief Collection and play the original. Oh, the Attack of the Dead Men in Russia is your favorite last game? Yes. Absolutely bonkers that one. Ooh, you actually played Halo Wars. I've met very few Halo fans who've actually touched that game.
Dang it! Even with him out of stamina, I tried to parry it, but for some reason it still went through. Guys, I'm not kidding. For some reason, I am terrible these last few weeks. Oh, man. I hope I get better. I hope somehow I get lucky again, but oh boy. Boy. Well, look, I'm the only one who's died. And it was to a guy who was literally out of stamina.
Is this like the Drunken Fist? Is there an alternative to the Drunken Fist called the Exhausted Fist? Well, I guess they decided to listen to Shad. Because they're all using stick. Alright. Jesus and God of War. Hey man, check this out. Drink water and wine. Pretty cool, huh? That would be funny if, like, Kratos just couldn't hurt Jesus whatsoever because either he's too nice a guy or he just can't touch him. Because it's not his time.
This isn't going to end well.
Oh no.
That Shaolin's good, no question.
Yeah, we are looking into Dark Tide. We do want to play that. Because, oh boy, playing as an Ogren and thonking demons will be fun.
No question.
Yeah. If I could choose a God of War setup, Lovecraft mythos, and end with Nyarlathotep as the main villain, oh yeah, that'd actually be really cool. Shaolin is on all the drugs. Are Buddhist monks allowed to indulge in narcotics? Were the British selling opium to them too? Is that why they're here? They're trying to raid the opium stash?
There, he's done.
Oh, did they lose one of their Shaolins?
Yeah, one of them fell out, and now they've got a Lawbringer.
Poor guy didn't get the memo. Oh, what are you doing? You gotta stop him.
I tried to lock onto him, but it wouldn't let me.
Oh, I hate it when it does look like, hey, could you lock onto the guy next to me? You mean the guy across the map? I got you covered. Sometimes For Honor can be rewarded that way. Hey, Raven, I dare you to face Marco Yolo in a one-on-one match.
No! Oh my gosh, what, do you hate me? Like, do you actually hate me? Do you want... Every person who has every, like, YouTuber or anyone who has invited me to play, they have always crushed me. One of my own community members begged me as soon as crossplay was a thing, hey, let's you and I play, I said, okay. Destroyed me. Every match. It was embarrassing. And he asked if he could stream while he did it. He was very polite and cordial about it, but I'm just like, yeah, go ahead and put that on YouTube that I got my ass kicked by one of my community members. I feel like people only want to fight me in game so that they can say, I beat a YouTuber. And then I always say the same thing. Congrats. I'm not good.
It's like I'm the history guy? I love how the first two swings like kind of wildly miss, and then the final one, frick you. How would you Chinese mythology have Kratos fight the Monkey King? Oh, that'd be cool.
He'd lose.
I mean, yeah. Unless they do it like before he gets all juiced. Opium achieved.
Well, the thing is, he couldn't fight him before he was all juiced. Because the whole point is he's fighting them at their best when they become corrupt and everything.
True.
And he would lose because the Monkey King is immortal in like 20 different ways.
Or Kratos, like he can start looking for those immortality peaches.
I don't know. I feel like Kratos kind of wants to die.
Yeah, actually, that'd be a great ending. Like Monkey King kind of uses Kratos to redeem himself, and then when Kratos sees that he's redeemed, says like, "Now you can finally end me."
That'd be kind of interesting. I could get behind that.
Monkey King 2 OP is banned in tournaments.
I'm not saying any character's too OP at this stage. My issue is I just wish I were better.
No, I think we're talking about Wukong.
Oh. I thought you were talking about Shaolin.
No, I don't think Shaolin's doing it.
Not right now.
I mean, they did give him the best weapon possible.
Stick.
Nerf him, give him nunchucks. What are nunchucks but mentally deficient sticks? I feel like we need to, like, one of the...
Oh my god!
I feel like the way he attacks with it, we need to move the staff out and replace it with a pool cue.
Yeah, for sure. That would actually be really funny.
That'd be a great execution, too. Just like... They call it cue ball.
How am I doing on this? Oh, man.
Hey, Raven and Lark, any tips on growing a beard or a mustache?
That's genetics.
There's only so much we can do. I mean, just... groom it, take care of it so that it doesn't get ratty, like whatever amount of facial hair you can grow, and keep it trimmed to a degree, if, like, you can't grow a great deal of it. He's on PS5 game day. Question: what civilization would you love to see in the modern times? Like if you could look into a different world, Roman Empire, Egyptian Empire, or Persian Empire?
Roman,
I agree, but I'm going to say Egyptian because we kind of do have sort of a prototype for what Rome would go through. Like we saw it like go all the way to Byzantium, but Egypt lasted so long. Imagine like the only other civilization that lasted as long as Egypt was China. It'd be interesting to see Egypt just like if it continued that long. Raven, you were someone who managed to destroy me.
die.
Oh gosh,
What was the chat message again?
It was basically, Raven, you're someone who managed to destroy me. You're not that bad.
Dude, have you seen me playing? Let me check again. How am I MVP? This does not make sense. This does not make sense. I have the lowest amount of kills on my team. I've died more times than anyone else on my team. I keep getting destroyed in single combat with these freaking Shaolin.
For Honor hates you and loves you at the same time. It's just like we can't let him do well, but he's doing well. Yeah, I've been there so many times, it's not weird. It's not that weird. Yeah, it's true. Raven, it's because you play object. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, Superfly Mox guy just dropped $2. Who's the next assassin you're going to bring? We're doing Origins next. But thank you for the
No, he means which of the heroes am I going
to
to
for executions. Oh. What are we doing, Peacekeeper next?
Yeah, Peacekeeper's next.
What's that floating above his head? They're asking about the little...
The little light. Shaolin's first feat. It allows him to set up a trap zone where if you run through it, it shows your location to the enemy team. So even if you're stealthy, they'll know where you are.
Raven is in an abusive relationship with Ubisoft. I think Ubisoft is in an abusive relationship with most of its community.
Yeah, see, if you run through this trap area, it reveals your location. The problem is I don't want to suck. I make content for the dang game. Oh man, that's sad. That's sad. All my team in the double digits, I'm sitting at a freaking 8.
Yeah,
and I know none of them were earned by my own skill.
Well, partially they also ganked too, so.
That is true.
They're even like, can there be a God of War multiverse? There kind of already is since they included Thor.
Yeah, now they've added Thor and all this.
The rest of the Norse mythology, so yeah.
They don't even know what they're doing with them. Look, okay, I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. I don't care if the game is objectively fun to play. I just think I have no interest. I have no interest. It's all because of that stupidity that happened when the game was advertised that they were coming out with a sequel. First of all, the first God of War game, like, well, not the obvious, the first one, but the first one where they're fighting the Norse gods, the Norse pantheon with Atreyu and everything, or Atreus, sorry. It was fun. The gameplay was fun. I just didn't think it was that great. That's all. No, I've decided to just go solo tonight. It just didn't grab me the way some of the other games I've played have. Like, it just didn't impress me the way others did. I'm gonna go Nibbles this time. I think I'll go Nibbles. And I mean, that's not a bad thing per se. I'm not saying that the game is objectively bad, but it just didn't grab me. The open world was fine, but it felt dead. There was barely interaction. There was barely any interaction. There was mostly just open areas, and you run around for a while until you find things to fight and kill. You hear "boy" a lot, which has become a meme now, but it kind of annoyed me after a while. And then it spat all over Norse mythology. I mean, I guess that's the idea, because the original God of War games were spitting all over Greek mythology, but they totally misrepresented a lot of what the Norse gods were, and what they did, and what they represented. Making Odin out to be this asshole, when in reality he was actually a pretty decent Aesir. Making Thor out to be evil too, like making his sons out to be bastards. Making like Baldur, the way they did Baldur, I thought was hilarious. He was the main bad guy in the game, but Baldur was supposed to be almost a Jesus Christ style character, like this super good, wonderful, objectively great guy, so wonderful that the gods wanted to keep him alive forever. So they made a deal with, so they made a way to make sure that he stayed immortal, except mistletoe could kill him. Like, and that was the whole thing. Loki shot him, tempted another god into shooting him with a mistletoe arrow, and that's what killed him. And then when all the gods try to go to Hela and say, give him back, say, okay, tell you what, I'll give him back if you can get every mortal in all 9 realms to cry for him. So the gods go around and get every creature to cry for him, but Loki takes the form of a giantess, and when they come to her house, he just goes, oh no, I'm glad she's dead. So Hela goes, I'm sorry, I can't give him up. One person didn't cry.
Loki just has to be that way. Oh, by the way.
Oh, crap.
One of the guys from the last game.
Oh, are you serious, dude? Fine, be that way.
One of the guys from the last game on here is called Crook. He says, GG, I was monkey.
You're gonna need to, was your name Monkey, or were you one of the Shaolin?
I think he was one of the Shaolins.
Well, it's hard to tell which one of you is which, because
there were 3 of you.
There were 3 Shaolins.
Yep.
I'm glad you had a good game. I got pretty much destroyed. Alright, we got a new player. That's good.
You lost Zone C.
Yeah, after this, I may just play against the bots. I'm not having fun.
Oh, Roy? Which countries have the most civil war?
China, probably.
Yeah, definitely China. Those. And if you look at like the most brutal of conflicts throughout history, the Chinese Civil War, like a lot of the Chinese Civil Wars would be up there.
Okay, we can bow, but I doubt you're gonna stay this nice.
It depends on if we win.
You captured Zone C.
Yep. Hey, Raven, will we get a Lubu for the Wulin?
I doubt it.
If Pirate going to Outlander was any indication, I think they're done working with the Wulin.
Got him. Good fight, I guess? Okay.
Oh, we got a little straw hat symbol.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's cool. Hey, Raven and Lark, what would Julius Caesar think of World War II? Italy, $5 says slap everyone. Probably. probably look at Mussolini and just go, why the heck did you get involved with a war you weren't ready for? There's Revenge City over there. Ha-ha! Turns out Shaman's more of a coke person. And by that I mean cocaine.
You captured Zone A.
Oh, it's on now.
Call that revenge for what you did to me earlier.
Julius Caesar, look how they massacred my boy.
Give me back my legions!
No, that was his nephew. Great nephew. And he turned out to be a great nephew. Unlike his other adopted son. I thought Shaman was on shrooms. I don't think Shaman discriminates on what type of drug she shoves in her body.
If you use some backup from anyone,
So can we call him Pepsi Maximus?
where was the rest of my team? They're all dead. That's why. Damn it.
It's like, why isn't my team... Oh, they're dead.
They're dead.
Well, that'll do it.
Well, I can't fight both of them at once when they're both full health and they're just ganking like assholes.
Lauren, are most Americans even of American descent?
What you just said there was a bit of an oxymoron. Define American.
Because, like, do you define it as, like, the American Indians? Do you define it as the settlers that came from England?
Even then, it's hard to define the Native Americans as truly American. They probably traveled here from somewhere else, too.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing. But, or do you mean like how many Americans are like from the originals, like from the original settlers around there in 1776? I don't know the exact percentage. Oh, like the colonists. There's still a fair bit, but we didn't take a lot of immigrants over the later part of the 19th and early 20th century. So it would be hard to tell, and there's also been a lot of intermarriage. Superfly Mice Guy just dropped another $2. Where the hell are all my teammates? From...
Fuck! I cannot beat you!
It's because he's rocking the Striat there.
It's gotta be. I don't know. I'm just... If I can get them alone, I don't do too bad. But if they gank up, as they are to do, I better go help my team. If we lose C, we're really done.
Alright, but again, thank you, Superfly Mice Guy, for the super chat.
Okay, screw me. Are you for real? Did we really feed a revenge that much?
Revenge is a weird mistress. Finally! I'm from Dutch descent. Well, Superfly Mice Guy, the Dutch did actually settle in certain areas. Like, hey, New York used to be New Amsterdam. Until the English took it. Because the Dutch forgot to bring their flag.
Got that sent.
And that's just your 2 cents. This doesn't taste like Pepsi at all. You really do need to get like a blood effect that would turn it into Pepsi if you're going to have that much canned soda on you.
Hold on, do not hit War... Thank you! I could not allow War Mommy to ruin that.
See, I'm from Spanish descent. Oh.
Alright, take back A.
Ray Ravenlark, what do you think of the game Totally Accurate Battlegrounds?
It's okay, I guess.
It's fun. It's a fun little waste of time.
Well, at least Hitakiri's not being toxic.
Ooh, Daniel G's back. He dropped, giving us another 10 Canadian. Says, hey Raven, I just want to sincerely apologize for the recent Skyrim stream. I came off as a very pushy and maybe rude. I'm quite sorry, and I hope you can forgive me for that. Just been mulling it over. Hey dude, man, first of all, thanks for the super chat, and two, I understand. Chats can sometimes come off not necessarily the way we want them to. We understand. We do appreciate your continued support and the fact that you're willing to come back. We really like that.
Yeah, I appreciate you came back. That's fine. No problem for me. I don't even remember if you came off pushy during the
I don't
Skyrim.
think we ever thought you came off as pushy.
No, I don't remember.
Hey man, we appreciate that you're for your continued support and that you just choose to stick around. That goes for all you guys. We really like all that. We got so many people coming to watch.
Yeah, same. Like we're glad to have everyone that we do. Looks like Hitakiri decided to stay in A.
Hey Raven Lark, what do you think of the Jurassic Park series or dinosaurs in general?
How come I can't parry all of a sudden?
Welcome to my life. As long as we can nibble, we shall survive. Come on, don't you want to bleed?
Your team is breaking.
Got him.
We needed that help.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me! Absolute ass!
Your team rallied.
Man, that is... Oh my god. Oh well. Like I said, I'm probably gonna fight the bot after this. I'm just getting mad.
When you're fighting Pepsi Maximus, what do you expect? I mean, he is a rep 70, so he's been working with that sim for a while.
Well, he's not even good! No, did you notice that? He only beats me when he attacks from behind or when he has his buddy with him. Have you noticed that? He's not even a good scent.
Yeah, we'll work on that, yeah, sure.
Hold on, nom it.
Hey, Raven Lark, what's the dumbest show, movie, and story that's happened this year?
She-Hulk.
Yeah, definitely She-Hulk with Halo coming in as a close second. Well, these are the ones we're familiar with there. Oh, Danny Coleman just dropped $2. What's your favorite Imperial Guard regiment?
I don't have one. I think they're all really good. I mean, the Death Corps of Krieg, I guess.
Same.
And emote spam, just... Okay.
Defeat.
Well, guys, think I should play the bot?
I'd go with bot.
Just asking chat, but okay.
Right now, they're just agreeing that She-Hulk is the worst show so far.
Gotcha. Oh, man.
Yep, chat agrees.
6 kills. Yeah, we're going bot. I fully expect at least one newcomer to say, "Why aren't you playing people?"
Actually, ironically, like typically when we switch to bots, we actually give more people.
Well, let's see. It's not quite time for Breach yet.
Crook dropped a GG. Crook, can you tell us which one you were?
Which one were you, Crook? Like,
Were you the?
Were you the
Hito?
You had to be the Hito. You were the only one who showed respect through that whole thing. You had to be the Hitakiri.
Oh yeah, we forgot Rings of Power. Yeah.
I haven't watched any Rings of Power, but I did watch the first episode of She-Hulk, so I can tell you with a surety that one was bad.
Yeah, we try not to. Yeah, shall we slip up sometimes? Oh, he was. Which scent were you? Were you Pepsi Boy or were you the other one?
Both of the scents were Pepsi.
Oh, I know, but like one had like the Pepsi logo on his chest, like he dressed like a can of Pepsi. Oh, both of them are there. Crook and King Spartan Warrior were both. I guess they were both watching.
Ah, well, then y'all were awful to me. Thanks, guys.
I do admire the aesthetic, though.
The aesthetic was fine. Y'all just were mean. Y'all were very mean to me. I feel bad.
What'd we do to you, man?
I did nothing to you guys. My goodness.
Ah, well, they did say sorry, so yeah, okay.
Alrighty. Sure. No, it's all good. It happens. Ganking is just part of the game, but man, like, you had to do that to me? And especially the emote spam at the end. Like, you were proud of it. But it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, it's part of the game to a certain degree.
As much as I don't like it, yeah.
Alright, have a good one, Danny.
Later, Danny.
Yeah, yeah, I do remember the days when Halo was the biggest thing there, Aaron. And that is your cue to let you know that Aaron is in the chat.
Oh, is he? Oh, no.
Alright, we were supposed to talk about our thoughts on Jurassic Park and the dinosaurs.
I actually really like Jurassic Park. I even like Jurassic World. I know that that's surprising. I mean, I know that a lot of people say, oh, we don't like Jurassic World, it's awful. I didn't mind it. I know that it's got some problems, but I really didn't mind it. I thought it was fine. The CGI was a little silly, but Chris Pratt played a good character. I think what really got me was the raptors were so fun, and I love raptors. And I love the idea of him training raptors. That gave me the idea for my story, Everyday Life with Raptor Girls, so I can't diss it, you know. Hold on. Oh, shit.
Is it about 3?
They're all about 3s, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Even though I'm playing the bot, I want to challenge myself. So I'm trying to, like, play by myself, like, with no teammates. But maybe I'm that bad.
The problem is, whenever it's like, alright, your whole enemy team is bot 3s, what do I get? Here's some bot 1s.
Well, no, I think my team are bot 2s at the very least.
Oh, Superfly Mice Guy just dropped $50.
50 bucks? Wow, thank you, man. Appreciate
He
it.
said, Happy Thanksgiving and a Merry Christmas. Hey, man, Merry Christmas and Happy
Thank you
Thanksgiving
very
to
much.
you, too. Man, we love you, dude. Oh, dude, we really appreciate that.
You captured Zone A.
Hey, Raven and Lark, have you guys seen the movie Planes, Trains, and Automobiles? I don't believe I have. I've heard of it, though.
Oh, my lord. I'm going to change the name of the stream to, and Raven sucked again. I left playing against people because I was doing so bad. I go up against the bot, and I'm still trash.
I think part of that's you chose Aramusha. You should know better.
Aramush is one of the strongest duelists in the game.
Good Thanksgiving movie, you say?
How did he... Yeah. Bot 3.
You lost Zone A.
Good lord. All right, y'all can leave now. Oh man, this is. I'm not angry. I'm just amazed. I am actually 100% blown away by this. I'm up against Anusha, a Black Prior, a Hitakir, and whatever it was that just died, and I've got a Shinobi Peacekeeper Anusha on my team.
The bots are scripters. By that, we mean they're literally running off script.
You lost Zone A.
Oh, did you jack off?
Oh, what?
Raven and Lark, I'm scared of what Netflix is going to do to Gears of War. The game is a part of my life, showing me the grim darkness of storytelling. Listen, if Netflix, you can just automatically consider it non-canon, but I understand your pain.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, like, I was scared of what they were going to do with Halo. And Rings of Power, and all those, like, genuinely.
I also hear they're making a Fallout television series, and I'm already going, no, please don't.
Can I please just kill this, Yes, thank you. I get to kill something. God.
You captured Zone A.
On April Fool's, For Honor should give everyone Orochi's moveset. That would be wacky. Or, actually, better idea. Instead of giving everybody Orochi's moveset, you go in, but you have somebody else's moveset. So, like, you may go in as Orochi, but you actually have Highlander's moveset.
Be a little weird.
Oh, yeah, like, it'd be kind of sort of like a fun little topsy-turvy sort of thing going on. I think it could work. The game is using dynamic AI, yeah. Chase him down. Awesome.
Got her.
You captured Zone C.
Bots are cowards. They are what they are programmed to be. That's the point. Superfly Mike just dropped another 2 bots, saying bots tend to light parry a lot more than heavies in his experience. I feel like
They'll just parry anything, honestly. But thanks for the money.
Yeah, dude,
appreciate it. Yeah, really do appreciate
I
it.
remember Superfly Mike. Don't give us everything, man. Save some for yourself, man.
Right now, I'm too down. I'm too out of it to deny him, though.
Yeah, no, I just don't want anybody to like hurt themselves financially too.
Don't be like Raven.
Well, you didn't lose all your money by donating to other streamers.
Your team is ready.
No. I've only donated like I think once on YouTube, and that was to Wholesome ASMR. That was just because I wanted to support her, and honestly, I didn't know what else to do. I was invited to go see one of her streams just to see one, and I was like, okay, I'll see this. I usually just listen to her ASMR videos, but I went to listen to her video, like her live stream, and I was noticed by a few of my own community there, actually. A few of my own fans noticed, like, hey, Raven, you're here, and I said, yeah.
Like, no, I'm just here for the 99-cent ATM. What are you doing here? Hey, Ravenlark, is getting paid to watch YouTube videos a scam? Depends on who you do it with. From everywhere, like, I've seen it, like, I tried to do it, like, with one site, and it was a scam because it just was not worth it. Because they would pay you, like, you could make more doing minimum wage than that. And it's very selective about which YouTube videos you're allowed to watch. So I would say, like, do your research, but 9 times out of 10, probably a scam.
Thank you, friend.
Just to see.
Your team
Just turn the team around, thank you. Ah, maybe I'm not as trash as I thought. Or the boss just said, you know what, let's give him one.
is breaking.
No, I refuse.
Yes!
Yoshi for honor execution? When? I want that. Guys, we have a fur in here. Hans Pizzaruga.
We have
I
a,
just get the cross.
we have a furry? What?
Listen,
Enemy team is breaking.
They're just goofing off. You know, doing what a good chat should. My internet went out for a while. What did I miss? You're missing some wackiness, my friend.
You missed me pretty much sucking wind. Heal up. Why couldn't I drop kill him? I wanted to drop kill him.
Robert, tell us the rules, man.
No, stay away from me, stay away from me, you hooligan! Stay away! I don't want anything to do with you right now. Not while you've got revenge active.
Daniel G just dropped another $2 Canadian. Do you have a favorite Primarch, Raven/Lark?
Yes, we won! We always get asked who our favorite Primarch is, and I always say the same thing. It's Naja Alvmera.
It's the one he made.
She's my favorite. I need to release another video of commonly asked questions so I can make sure that's out there.
Yeah. It's a good question, though. We appreciate the super chat.
I mean, really appreciate the super chat. That's not a problem. It's just, I mean, it's Naja. It's Naja Alvmera.
For me, I'm going to go with Sanguinius.
Sanguinius is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Pretty tight.
Followed up by Rogel Dawn.
Rogel Dorn's cool. I actually like Jagatai Khan. I don't think he gets enough attention.
Hey, Raven Lark, what woke remake of a show/game/movie did you dislike the most?
What woke remake of a movie? Halo and Star Wars. No, there was no remake of Star Wars. It was just a sequel.
I think Halo for me, yeah.
Halo, yeah, that probably just...
I remember falling in love with Halo because I got invited to my friend's house and we played it on his 360 and just all the shenanigans we got into, and then I got into the lore, and then I brought Raven into the lore, but there's going to be a TV show. I got so excited, and then I heard, and then I was heartbroken.
It's awful. The TV show is so objectively terrible.
Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. And Daniel G, don't get us wrong. We like Lionel Johnson, but you asked which one was my favorite.
I've never understood that logic. You ask, which of these is your favorite? Oh, we say it. And it's like, well, what about this guy? You asked. You asked which one we like.
I never said we didn't like that guy.
Oh, man. It's kind of like when people hear my Apollyon video, and I say that Apollyon is one of the best villains in modern media. And then they say, "Oh my gosh, you haven't heard of Voss? You haven't heard of you haven't heard of this or that person?"
Well,
and I'm like, "Yes, because that's how it works. By me saying that I think this villain is amazing, I must be also saying that this other villain isn't amazing. That's how that logic works. You dumb idiot."
Yeah, well, to this guy, to Daniel G's credit, he was at least keeping it within the same universe and the criteria he was setting up. So we get it. But yeah. Lionel Johnson is a popular choice, and we do like him.
Yeah, I like Lionel Johnson.
We do like him. But, yeah, I do love that, though. It's just I think Apollon's a really good villain. Oh, but what about this villain you never mentioned?
What I said was, I think that she's one of the best villains in modern media. Which I think, I'm not changing my stance. What, you think oh man, I've really thought about it. No, I stand by it.
Voss is one of the villains from Far Cry 3, and Jedi Knight put it best. I like pancakes, so you hate waffles.
Yes, that's exactly the logic.
You know, what are you gonna do if I hate waffles?
Are you kidding? Get in that frickin' thing. Yes.
Superfly My Sky dropped another $2. We didn't look at the games. Halo showrunners. Oh gosh, that's still pissed me off. It's yeah, we're gonna make something and then ignore the source, 90% of the source material.
But yeah. So, but that's the logic that they always use. But I stand by that she's one of the best villains in modern media, and people always say the same thing. She's just a cliche villain. A cliche villain. How so? And they say the same thing. Oh, I believe that X is the true state of X. How's that cliche? How many villains on the regular do that? You want to talk cliche? A cliche villain is the villain who ties up Penelope Pitstop on the railroad track. The cliche villain is the one who says the same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world. The cliche villain is the one who kicks puppies because puppies are cute. The cliche villain is the one who says, I'm going to destroy their entire family because he pisses me off. What the hell? These bot 3s, man.
I tell you, what happens if they ever release a bot 4?
Oh, it'll be unkillable, like legitimately. But yeah, so I don't see Apollyon as a cliche villain. I think that the story just didn't do enough with her, is my thing. All right, where are you?
Right there.
Jesus Christ. Finally!
Oof. Oh, Mal's here.
Mal's here, sweet.
Capture Zone A.
Glad to have you here, Mal. You're watching me have a very rough night.
I'm happy that you popped in.
Sorry that you're here. Glad that you're here. Sorry that you're here to see this.
Yeah. Hey, Ravenlord, what's your favorite chocolate candy?
Three Musketeers.
Three Musketeers.
Probably.
Yeah, I love Three Musketeers. I also love Reese's. Ridiculous man. Yeah. A hero would sacrifice you to save the world. A villain would sacrifice the world to save you. Interesting. This pod is toxic. It was programmed by Nurgle.
Didn't even get to do the
You
execution,
capture
man.
Zone A.
Believe me, I know that pain. I like Hershey's and Kit Kat. Kit Kats are awesome.
Kit Kats are good. Hershey's is also pretty good.
Typically, if I'm handing kids candy out like for a reward.
Yes! Oh no, I'm your bots. They're gonna stop me. They're gonna say, yeah, they stop.
At least we got the bull part.
At least I threw him. At least I knocked him over.
Cliche villains can be fun if you had a bit of self-awareness to them. See Yzma, and most classical Disney villains for that matter, Dracula, Bowser. Yeah, like if you can't have some fun with like cliche.
Yeah, I don't mind. Well, the thing is, they're saying, how dare you say that Apollyon's one of the best villains in media? And I'm like, well, here's why I think she is. Most villains, when you kill them, it's done. Take Palpatine. He died. And before the sequels came out, that was all that needed to happen. He died. Sequel.
Ultimate punch, go!
Yeah! Just threw his ass into that. Just. Anyway, as I was saying, but when they killed Palpatine, it was over. It was all done. Empire's done. Until, of course, the sequels came out, but we won't talk about those.
We shan't.
We simply shan't. When Voldemort died, that was the end of it. When Apollyon died, she got what she wanted. How awesome is your villain when they can die and their point still be proven? Ah, Zhang-Jun, you're too high brain for the game, but the reality is I'm so small brain you can't comprehend. That's what it's come down to. That's what it is. It's like that's what happens, guys. That explained why I beat that Zhang-Jun. If that Zhang-Jun was a person, they would have destroyed me. They would have clobbered me. It would not have even been a contest. But because Zhang-Juns require such large brains to play, they cannot comprehend my smooth brain.
That's how I typically win. Hey Raven, Mark, what do you think of the show Phineas and Ferb? But Phineas and Ferb is just a vehicle to get you Perry the Platypus.
Agreed. I don't mind it, but
Doofenshmirtz and Perry's where it's at, man. Let's be real.
Oh! Read you like a book!
Unfortunately, it's War and Peace.
Get over here! Knee to the face. Knee to the face. Anyone want to? Oh yeah, that's the one problem playing with bots. Can't do the thing. But yeah, Phineas and Ferb is okay. I don't dislike it, but I always found the Perry and the Platypus parts always so much more entertaining.
Yeah.
Because with Phineas and Ferb, it was always the same formula. Phineas and Ferb are hanging out with friends, or they get an idea to do something. They start doing it. The older sister tries to prove that they're up to something. Never manages to do it. There's always some guy who shows up with the stuff and says, "Are you old enough to do this kind of stuff?" And then they go, "You don't know us, do you?" And then They set up whatever it is that they're doing. Turns out pretty wild and crazy. They have a good time. Ferb, who never says anything, finally says one thing at the very end of the episode, and then episode ends.
Oh no, and everything blows up right before the mother gets home.
Yeah, everything either blows up or it ends right before the mom gets home, so they're never figured out. So, I mean, it's always the same. It's always the same formula. And don't get me wrong, sometimes a repetitive formula can be good, but I think my problem with Phineas and Ferb never ran into any problems. You ever notice that? There was never any issue with what they built. Whatever they built never really went out of control, or they never had to pay for anything that they did. You know, like, how did they pay for that stuff? I know they always say, "You're new, aren't you?" Like that kind of thing. Like, always the joke, like, you don't get how we work, do you? And I'm like, no, seriously, I want to know. Like, I know that you're being coy and all that shit, but no, I actually want to know.
How you doing?
How you doing this? How you do that? How you do that? But I'll give Phineas and Ferb this. Of all the crappy cartoon shows that have come out in the last few years, that one was okay. So many cartoon shows now are so terrible. Are so terrible. Legend of Korra. Rick and Morty. What's that other one? Steven Universe, obviously, but I've ranted enough about Steven Universe. Adventure Time.
Yeah, I'm not talking about Steven Universe anymore. Inform us about Greg Galaxy.
Greg Galaxy. the better Steven Universe. Greg Galaxy. This will be the last Dominion, then we'll switch to Breach.
Yeah, you see, Greg Galaxy has a father who actually stays in the home with him and supports him.
Oh, crap.
What sequel? I don't know of any sequel to Star Wars. Perhaps you mean those fine books from the 1990s. Surely Disney hasn't made anything.
What the heck? I got lights banned by a bot!
Nah, Adventure... Oh, yeah.
Man, Aramusha's bots are mean. It's because I made fun of their stupid hats.
What is up with their weird hats?
Okay, so what's going on in chat right now?
They're all talking about stuff that irritates them too, like the Disney sequels they brought up.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Galavax is like, he actually says he enjoyed Adventure Time. And out of like the ones that
Adventure Time wasn't egregious, but
it wasn't as egregious. There are some things I like about it, but there are certain things that irritated me.
Yeah, it annoyed me too, but I'll give it this. It's not regular show or Rick and Morty.
Yeah, it has more spice to it than that.
Yeah.
It even looked like regular show. I'm not a fan of it, but I can see why people like it. I can see why it's just not for me.
Oh, I can see why people like the Star Wars sequel series too. It doesn't mean it's good.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Like, the regular show, at least it didn't piss on anything original. Like, it was its own original thing, whereas Star Wars sequel pissed on what came before.
Come on, boys, keep going.
Teen Titans Go is a disgrace. Agreed.
Yep, that one was terrible.
Except for the time where it was weird, where Beast Boy just suddenly started ranting about taxes, and I was just like, one of the writers got loose from the... That's alright, Galvax. We can have a difference of opinion there.
What was it? What was it?
He's saying he really likes regular show and Adventure Time. That's okay. I have a lot of friends that really like those shows.
Feel free! Guys, I say this all the time. Please, do not feel like I'm telling you what you should or shouldn't like. If you like the Star Wars sequels, if you like regular show, if you like Adventure Time, if you like Steven Universe, if you like My Little Pony or anything like that, like it. Love it. Get some more of it. I do not mind. It's fine with me if you enjoy it. But don't ask me to change my opinion. That's my position. I believe that most of these shows are of poor quality on an objective level.
Honor the Amazing World of Gumball. That one actually was pretty good.
That one, it has some weird moments, but I actually really like that one.
Oh, when he tries to become a social justice warrior.
Yes, that one was... I love the anime fight between the two moms. That was so meta.
Yeah, or like he just walks by and he sees like a cat for adoption. It's like, Mom, don't think about it.
I remember that. That's what I liked about it. That's what I liked about it. It was so self-aware of what it was. That's what I loved about it. If regular show or Adventure Time had that same kind of self-awareness, I would have liked them a lot more.
Yeah.
Please, heal it.
Go ahead, make my day. I love and miss Ed, Ed, and Eddie. I remember that. Like, God.
I never really cared for it all that much.
I watched it for Ed, because simple-minded antics amused me.
Oh, for sure. Ed himself was hilarious.
I just like that one Halloween episode where he thinks he's Hagar the Horrible and has those delusions. And he basically beats the crap out of the whole cul-de-sac to save his friends, and then when they're finally in danger, he thinks they're having a great time. He basically... Ed is Pyro. I realize it now. Ed was Pyro the whole time.
This Shinobi has done nothing but dodge and kick me! Shinobi! Wake up! To quote a decent cartoon show, think, Mark.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good.
What about Family Guy? It depends heavily on the episode.
It depends on the episode, it depends on the season, it depends on who the story's based on. Family Guy's kind of outlived its welcome for me. So is The Simpsons.
Yeah. There's some things of Family Guy we really enjoy, and other things are just like, nope.
Like, Brian is annoying, but I think the show's figured that out. Stewie makes no sense, but I think the show's figured that out.
Your thoughts on Arcane? Neither of us have seen Arcane. We've heard good things. We've just never seen it. Because we never really were into League of Legends. It's first time, right?
I think so, but I don't know anything about it.
What about Chowder and Flapjack? Chowder had a few good moments. Flapjack...
Chowder had some funny moments, but the animation was always a little wonky. And did anyone else notice that the relationship between Chowder and that one girl was entirely a giant double standard? Imagine if they made a show where a guy acted the way that girl did to Chowder, right? Imagine that. Tell me that's not a...
They did. They got upset. It was Pepe Le Pew.
Oh, yeah. It's basically Pepe Le Pew. Like, but yeah, remember how that girl, that pink bunny girl, treated Chowder? Like, how she was kind of the stalker? Like, imagine a guy treating a girl that same way. Could you see that in today's society without someone screaming, oh, that's so sexist, that's so abusive? But the thing about Chowder was, okay.
They make weird stuff.
They make really weird food. Like, that's all there is to it. Look, if you want an anime similar to Chowder but is much better than Chowder, look up Todoroki. You know the one I'm talking about? Not Todoroki. Shoot, what's the name of it?
Describe it for me. I might remember.
The main guy is voiced by hold on. Patrick Sakes voices the main guy.
Toriko?
Toriko, that's it. Toriko, I think is a better Chowder.
I have to deliver that gator meat by tomorrow. You ate it. What am I gonna do? You look him dead in the eye. You tell him it's the best thing lizard meat you ever had. Oh no, we were not referencing Food Wars.
No, not Food.
That is not safe.
Food Wars is not safe, but Toriko is amazing because it has all the same things Chowder does. It has really weird ingredients for food. It has them cooking said food. It has a little bit of wild, silly antics. It has some weird ways of testing food. It has really funny reactions to food. The difference is there's combat involved, which is very anime the more I think about it.
Yeah, Mal, like with Food Wars, the thing is, I like it, but the problem is, I like it for the actual food, and then when they go to the extreme, I'm kind of like, could we not? I don't want my roommate to come in and see this. Yeah.
Come on. No. Okay, good.
Guys, I changed my mind. Raven is not a villain. He is an anti-hero.
Wait, you thought I was a villain?
He was making this own little lore where you were a villain and I was a hero for some reason.
Why? Why am I the villain? What did I do?
I think it's because you have the cooler voice.
Oh. No, I don't have a cooler voice.
Are you sure? Because there was literally just a chat from Mr. L, Raven Knight, the man with the legendary narrator voice.
Oh, yeah, it's because I read those books. Yeah, thank you, appreciate that.
Okay, Mal's got another good show of nostalgia, Total Drama Island.
Oh my gosh, what a callback.
I remember like when the show first aired, we were at Litchfield Beach, remember? Oh gosh, that was a good one.
That may have been the dumbest move I've done all night.
What's the founder of
I
that?
canceled a guaranteed heavy just to try to guard break him. I am dumb as hell. I deserve to be killed by you.
No, you're not too dumb. You see, I would have done the same thing, but not realized the implication of what I had done.
I deserve to be killed by you, Kensei. I deserved it, but no, you died.
Raven wears a lot of black. Actually, he wears more khakis. Oh, you mean on the games?
Oh.
Yeah, in the games, yeah.
Well, this is my war mommy, and once you know her lore, you'll understand why.
Also, there's a bit of blue there.
I mean,
also, his name is Raven Knight. He has to wear black.
Yeah, this is my Raven. This is my Raven mommy. This is my Raven mommy. So, you know, cope and seethe.
Remember Recess? Ah. Remember it? I watched it today. Oh, you meant like the show.
Oh, yeah, I remember Recess. I thought it was okay. It was serviceable. It was serviceable for what it was.
It's like one of those shows I only remember like 1 or 2 episodes from, but I know the overall plot, but I just remember 1 or 2 episodes vividly.
The enemy rallies.
Anyone else in here a Fate fan? It isn't a classic, but they're just so good.
Oh, Fate Stay Night and stuff?
I have never been able to get into Fate Stay Night.
I just couldn't get into it, man. I tried so hard, it just wasn't.
It's not that I hate it, it's just couldn't get into it.
Thanks, big guy. Appreciate it.
Let's be real though, Justice League, Batman, the animated series, Batman Beyond, and Static Shock were the best. Yes. Yes. Oh gosh, I love me some Justice League. And Static Shock, yes. 100% yes.
Come here, son. Come here, son.
You know,
I want to show you something. Hey, take a look at this.
Lord Raven and Leggett Lark, is there a way we can reduce High Guardian Spice to atoms? It is already done.
High Guardian Spice. Oh, what a...
The spices are expired. Relax. It was dead on delivery.
Thank you, Highlander. Thank you, Highlander.
Oh, you gotta tell them how Hannah and her friend accidentally trolled the
Oh my gosh. Okay, so y'all know Hannah, right? Hannah is my artist friend. If she's still in stream right now, we're talking about you, Hannah. Okay, so Hannah and her friend Leia, they are both artists, and they didn't like High Guardian Spice, but they liked the character designs and wanted to redesign them to look even better. So they both drew some of the characters in their own art style. Apparently the creator of High Guardian Spice is on Instagram, saw their creations, and liked them.
Thinking, I think retweeted them too, because thinking that they were actually fans of the show and really they were trying to fix their creation.
Oh, it gets better. Lark, you don't know this.
Oh.
Hannah only drew 2 of the characters, while Leia drew the other 2. But Hannah really wanted to try drawing the other 2. So she recently drew one of the other 2, and the creator liked that one too, and shared it.
And Hannah's just like, I'm just doing your job better.
Hannah's just like, I feel bad right now because I don't want to false advertise myself as someone who just really, really loves your show when I actually think it's garbage, but...
You know, just like, ooh.
I think that she shared it because she's like, finally, someone who likes my show. Nope!
Haven't seen a bamboozle that good since I last, bamboozled TMZ. I probably got that guy fired. Worth it.
Totally worth it. Anyway, but yeah, High Guardian Spice was hot trash. It was such
Trash.
It was such egregious crap. And I don't know how you do it, Crippling Vibes, but you are always in my stream.
He's just he is just our favorite Canadian. He is waiting.
He just times it perfectly.
He is the embodiment.
Oh, it says he failed to join. No!
Trudeau found him.
Trudeau got him.
It was like,
or Trudeau, but wait. No, maybe it didn't work out though. I don't know.
What?
Trudeau got him. We'll just say Trudeau got him.
Mal's right. Thunder.
Thunder.
Oh!
Dun, 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 dun.
And that is the most I remember out of Thunder. Not that it wasn't a good show. It's just that gets stuck in my head for a while.
For sure.
Oh, my RAM was stolen from me. No, Crippling Vibes.
No. Let's go synth. Let's go for the glory of Rome, shall we? There once was a dream that was Rome. But yeah, High Guardian Spice was shit.
Oh, yes, I was kidding. Explain why I thought you were a villain. It was a laugh.
Oh, my evil laugh.
You do have a good evil laugh. No, like your actual laugh. Like sometimes you will go like full on One Piece level laugh.
Some of the laughs in One Piece are the best things ever.
Oh yeah. Gotta warm up.
Gotta warm up to the Fei Fei. And then of course, Those laughs, man. I can't do Perona's. Hers is a little too high pitched for me. And then, but hey, never forget the best laughing one.
Nice flicking.
Hey Raven and Lark, do you guys remember the evil turtle from Amazing World of Gumball?
No, I'm drawing a blank on that. The evil turtle from Amazing World of Gumball. No, I don't remember that one. I haven't watched all the episodes of Amazing World of Gumball. I've only watched like a few.
Oh, do we remember Power Rangers? Oh god.
Do I remember what's Power Rangers?
Man, let me tell. I have a weird relationship with them because I remember like being like a little kid in kindergarten, and there was like this Power Rangers book in the office of like Dutch Fork.
Yes.
And like anytime Mom came to pick us up, like we would just like hover around that thing. We were fascinated by Power Rangers.
Power Rangers blew our mind.
And then I can't remember like when we started falling out of favor with it. Like
I think it was because some of the future generations of Power Rangers just stopped interesting us.
Yeah, it's like we kind of got hokey, and I think I think the thing that upset me the most about Power Rangers, I really like the Zords.
Yeah.
Like in their plain normal form, but we so rarely got to see them just fight with the Zords. It was just to combine them into the Megazord, and I was like, I just want to see the regular Zords.
I'll tell you what bothered me. They never won by their own martial arts skill. It was always the Zords. I'm like, okay, why don't you just bust out the Zords right away? Like,
cut out the middleman.
Like, why even bother? Like, bad guys show up, guys. We know how this is going to end. Let's just go ahead and get the Zords going. Ding. Like, hey, you're not supposed to do.
Now, Anthony, you should know the answer. If Apollyon had a spirit animal, what would it be?
A wolf. Are you kidding me? You couldn't figure that. You should be ashamed. Turn in your uninstall Piranha right now. That you actually had to ask.
You're
my God.
Just kidding. We still love you, but seriously.
We still love you, but as our father would say, sometimes love hurts.
What's love got to do with it?
What's love got to do with it?
What is
I can't sing like Tina Turner.
It's like as for video. I'm joking. You had us going there, Anthony. You had us going. Who would win, Zord or a Warlord Titan? I'm gonna go with the Warlord Titan because the Power Rangers would be too busy talking in the.
Hey guys, look! Actual recreation of Rome conquering the Gauls.
Nah, that's their interactions with the Germans.
Crippling Vibes is back. How?
He's back. He got his ram back.
No, what happened with Xi Jinping just invaded Canada and got him out.
I would love if that's the reason Xi Jinping just lambasted Trudeau. How dare you do that to my boy, Crippling Vibes.
How dare you? Oh my gosh, is Xi Jinping secretly a fan? Sir, if you're watching this, know that I'm not a fan of yours. Honestly, I think you could be doing better, and please, release Hong Kong.
Hey, don't be mean to Winnie the Pooh.
If he was a fan, he is no longer a fan now.
I didn't have a social credit score to begin with.
I already don't have any money. How can you take from me what is already lost?
Wow, Rome really had some gall. You're not wrong there, Matthew. You're not wrong.
Gauls! Sometimes it just feels good to beat up bots.
That's what I do, baby.
Like everyone says, fighting the bots it can be though. I mean, I agree that fighting players is sometimes more rewarding because if you beat another player by outsmarting them, I mean, definitely that feels good. But sometimes when you're just having a rough time, you just want to kill some bots. Sometimes it's just what you need. It's what you need in life.
Hey, Raven and Lark, would you consider Astria a villain or more of trying to walk in Apollion's footsteps?
She's both. She is a villain because if you look at it technically, a villain or antagonist is someone who opposes the protagonist in some way, shape, or form. And Astria does that, there's no question. But I do think she's just trying to walk in Apollion's shoes. She is not the same degree of villain that Apollyon is. Now, does that mean she's bad? No. But I think Apollyon was better, that's all. Lark? Oh, we guess he had to go to the bathroom. Okay, well, I can't read chat right now, so hopefully no one's asking me any life lessons or questions that would require very complex answers, because I can't read them. But, I mean, I suppose I could just, run around still killing in the name of Rome. I can always do that. Let's go back up Crippling Vibes. He's being cornered. Oh, wait, no. First, got to deal with this no.
Sorry about that. Alright, let's see. Plot twist. Since China broke the terms of the lease, Hong Kong is rightfully British territory, meaning the British Empire has been restored. Oh, if only.
If only.
Raven, can you recommend any anime to watch? I've only watched Ruby and Castlevania and love them to bits.
Yeah, okay, Ruby hardly counts. Castlevania is okay, but if I could recommend any anime... Well, I mean, One Piece is my favorite, but I can understand that one's a little intimidating because it is so freaking long.
If you're a fan of Ruby, My Hero Academia would probably be a good transition.
Yeah, that's a good one to go with. My Hero Academia is a good one. I always recommend Ranma 1/2 just because that's so retro.
That also weird. It's like, just so you know, there be monsters here.
Ranma
Check
1...
this one.
Okay, Ranma 1/2 I genuinely love. It's one of my favorite anime.
It's wacky.
But it is so weird. But it gave me a lot of ideas for stories just because of how wacky it was. And because it changed the way I looked at comedy.
Oh, Super Flat Mike's guys. We appreciate the super chat of $5. Really do love it. But Korra wasn't that bad, was it? I mean, The Last Airbender blows it out of the water, of course, but I'm curious as to what makes it that bad. Have we got the playlist for you?
Okay, so there was this guy named Matt CMG. I have nothing against the guy personally.
He's actually really cool, dude.
Yeah, he made a video called In Defense of the Legend of Korra. I watched it, and he basically tries to defend the Legend of Korra from its haters. I made a series of videos where I basically broke down all of his defenses of the Legend of Korra and explained my position. Now, here's the thing. In the video, I was still kind of new to response videos, and I didn't know anything about Matt CMG, so I didn't want to make an enemy out of him. I didn't want to upset him or anything. So I was being very polite in my videos responding to him. And he actually did Twitch responses to my videos where he basically responded to everything I had to say. Sometimes I heard what he had to say and go, okay, that's an interesting take on it. Other times I heard what he had to say and go, no, man, I think you're coping.
But to be frank, though, it was honestly the best way a response back and forth could go, because both sides respected the other's opinion.
Yeah, we totally showed respect to each other. It was not a bad situation.
You were actually only going to do one. He says, no, dude, you got to do them all now.
Yeah, literally, I was only going to do the first one. But then he said, "Please do the rest. Please do the rest. I want to respond to the rest of them."
Yep. So you can actually go watch that.
Not all of them, because 2 of them have been blocked by YouTube. But if you really want to know what's wrong with The Legend of Korra, there is so much wrong. It retcons a lot from the original, which wouldn't be a bad thing, except a lot of its retcons don't make sense when you really think about it. And Korra herself is a massive Mary Sue. I know he tries to defend her and say she's not.
I mean, to his credit, she's not as bad as, say, someone like Rey or Kirito.
True.
But she still suffers from the symptoms.
Characters only exist to be used for minor plot points that don't really matter. The villains change each season, which wouldn't be a bad thing, except a lot of the villains are pretty weak. If you want to really have a good breakdown of it, watch ER's video, honestly. It's funny, and it also breaks down a lot of the points that I would make. It retcons a lot of the ideas of bending. It makes a mockery of the martial arts style that come from bending. Like, for example, Korra just figures out airbending at the drop of a hat and just punches things. She doesn't actually use the techniques of airbending to any effect.
I ironically think the greatest sin that Korra made wasn't even something Korra did. It was with the episodes of Wan. Because I think, like, the way Wan set things up, it actually makes Korra's actions look worse in hindsight.
Yeah, correct. I actually agree with that. There's so much wrong with Korra. Oh my gosh. I mean, if you want to know something specific, I'll go into it, but there's actually so much wrong with Korra, I don't know where to start. I legitimately do not know where to start with what's wrong with it. There is so much wrong with it.
I think I'd probably start with the treatment of Toph.
Oh gosh. So apparently Toph has 2 daughters, 2 different fathers. And neither of them know who their father is, so yeah, take that for what it's worth. Metal bending, the technique that Toph invented through her blindness, is now standard issue training for the police force in Republic City, and it is practiced by tons of people. So this super unique ability that Toph really made her own is now used by everyone. And what's funny is Matt CMG tried to argue, but doesn't it make sense? You know, wouldn't she teach other people? Yeah, but that devalues it. If you think about it like this, if there is, if you want to, okay, I got it. The katana. There is only one swordsmith in the entire world who can make a katana. The only one who has mastered the ancient technique to make a katana. He's the only one. He's the only one who can do it. Is he not valuable? Is he not one of the most sought after people for people who want to make katanas? Isn't he one of the most sought after people who want to get their own katana? Is he not valuable for his skill that no one else has? Okay. Now everyone can do it. Any Tom, Dick, and Harry can make a katana. What's so special about that first guy? What's special about him? I mean, you could say, oh, well, he's the first one who did it. Okay, but everyone can do it now. Some might be able to do it better than him. What makes him valuable? See, that's the thing. The more you have of something, the less value it can accrue. Therefore, sorry about that. Therefore, why on earth would making everyone a metal bender be at all interesting? Why would it be at all unique or valuable? There's no value to it anymore. Everyone can metal bend, and one thing Matt said, he said maybe they found new ways to do it. Well, that makes it worse. If they've all found new ways to do it, what makes Toph's technique so special? It just implies that no one else got it because they were just dumb. It doesn't have anything to do with Toph's blindness being a unique factor. It doesn't have anything to do with her turning her weakness into an obvious strength. It has everything to do with, you know, I can just do this now. That's my big issue with it. Bloodbending. They ruined bloodbending. Bloodbending was a technique with waterbending where you could bend the blood of another person because your body's basically made of water, but you could only do it on the full moon, right? Okay. Now there is literally a family who can do it as a genetic trait. Never explained how that works, never explains why it's a genetic trait, never explains what led that to be or what led that to come about. Why a genetic trait? Why is this suddenly a thing? Where did they even learn to do it? Because in the original, it was Hama who figured out how to do it, but she did it because of all the cruelty that was done to her, and she just figured it out through practicing on firebenders that came to torture her or give her water. Or, you know, like, she learned it from practice and trial and error. Katara was the only other person who learned to do it, and she obviously isn't going to teach anyone, so where do these guys learn it? There's no explanation as to where they learned it. And there's no explanation as to why they can do it without the need of a full moon and without the need to move. They learned how to do it without moving. The dude, Yakone, was literally handcuffed and he could bloodbend an entire courtroom. Never been done before, but okay, he can apparently do it now. And the only defense Matt can come up with was, I mean, sure, it may be a little bit of a retcon, but what sense is there in making the villain less intimidating? Is that really the question? No offense, but okay, by that logic, why can't the Fire Lord at the end of Avatar: The Last Airbender bend all four elements? Why not? It would make him more intimidating. Sure, it doesn't make a lick of sense and it contradicts everything we know about the world of Avatar, but why would I want to make the villain less intimidating? Anything to make them more intimidating, right? There are rules to story writing. When you create those rules, you have to abide by them, and if you break them, you have to give a logical explanation as to why you have broken them. If you don't do that, your audience is going to notice and probably get a little mad at you. They're probably going to say, wait, why did this happen? What? Now, for some people, they don't care. They just want the cool fight scenes. They want the really awesome action scenes. They want the payoff, and that's fine. That's the difference between caring about an emotional payoff and caring about logic. And you know what? For some people, the emotional payoff is all that matters. But people who think you can't have both are fooling themselves. I even created a way it could work. What if Yakone, well, not Yakone, Amon, the main bad guy, what if he wasn't a bloodbender? What if he was a cyborg? He told a story about how firebenders killed his family and then tortured him. That was a lie so that he could hide the fact that he's a bloodbender. But he could take away other people's bending permanently. What if he was a cyborg? What if when he was tortured by those firebenders, they burned his arms and legs off, so he had to replace them with robotics, because there are cars in this world now. There are cars in The Legend of Korra. There's brand new technology. There's radios in this world now. Yeah, that's another problem with the world. But why wasn't he just a cyborg? You know, why didn't they do that? It could have explained why he has this hatred for benders. It could have explained where he's getting all his technology from. It would have explained his connection to Mr. Sato. It would have done a lot of things for him. Didn't do that. But even if you wanted to make him a bloodbender, why not have it be more clever? What if he could only do it on a full moon night, but he always tried to hide it, you know? Like whenever he took away someone's bending, he only did it on the night of a full moon. And so now the audience kind of has to make those connections. Like always have a full moon in the background anytime he takes away someone's bending, or on the night he does it, so that the audience can use their deductive reasoning to go, wait a minute, what if this is what's happening? You know, do that kind of thing. But no, they never do that. They never did that, and it made me so mad. It shows laziness. It shows a desire. No, we just want our payoff. We don't want the story to make sense. We just want the payoff. And that's what irked me. And there's a lot more to it, but I'm going a bit far, and I need something to drink. I'll be right back. Lark, tell me what's going on.
They're actually bringing up... Did you know that in Avatar, apparently there are guns? They're just never used?
That's stupid.
That irritates me greatly, because one of them is like, why do you have all this advanced technology, but you don't have guns, you don't put guns on the biplanes, you don't put guns on the blimps, you don't put guns on the mecha tanks? That makes me mad.
That makes me angry. Very angry indeed.
But yeah.
Ugh. Boy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Oh boy.
Good son.
Imagine using guns for bending.
Oh, and then the other seasons were bad too. Oh, man.
Yes.
It's just this idea that they think, no, let's add more. But the more you make, the less its value. That's the thing. In the third season, they brought airbending back. They suddenly random Earth Nation citizens who weren't benders before suddenly become airbenders out of nowhere. Doesn't that devalue the air nomads that are? Doesn't that take away from the last airbenders? Doesn't that take away some of the damage that was done? Like, all that damage that was done in the last season, tossed away. And then, of course, the fact that they just murked, like, frickin' destroyed many of the original cast. Either physically or, you know, emotionally.
Oh, here's a question for you. From Daniel G, dropping 5 Canadian.
Hey, I'll take that.
Faith question, Raven.
Faith question.
How can one tell if they are a sheep or a goat? I've always worried about the security in my salvation, if I'm doing it right or not.
You're referring to the quote in the book of Matthew where God says that in the final judgment he will separate the sheep from the goats. He'll put his sheep on his right side and the goats on his left side, and he'll say to the sheep, "Come, ye blessed of my Father, for you saw me hungry and you gave me food, you saw me thirsty, you gave me drink, you saw me naked and gave me clothes, you saw me sick and gave me treatment," that kind of thing. Then the sheep will say to him, "Lord, when did we see you in all these things?" And Jesus said, "I tell you this, for you who have done to the least of these, you have also done to me." Then he turns to the goats on his left side and says, "Be gone, you cursed of my Father, for you saw me hungry and did not give me food. You saw me thirsty and did not give me drink. You saw me naked and did not clothe me. You saw me," like all these things. And they say, "When did we see you this way?" And then he goes, "Surely I tell you, for those of you who have done to the least of these, you have also done to me." Okay, so I do not blame you for your concern. I think that's a concern of a lot of Christians. Here's the reality. The sheep and the goats represent two kinds of people who say they believe in God. You have the people who genuinely believe in the Lord Jesus Christ and practice what he preaches. And then you've got those who say they do but really don't. That's what he's talking about. As Jesus said, "Not everyone who calls me Lord, Lord will enter the kingdom of heaven, but only those who do the will of my Father." So if you want to make sure that you're a sheep and not a goat in that, you need to ask yourself, am I performing the will of the Lord? And if you say, well, I don't know what that looks like, check out the Bible. In fact, Jesus makes it very clear what you're supposed to do. He even says it in that chapter of Matthew. He said, like, okay, so a guy comes to Jesus to ask him a question. This is a story from the Bible. Okay, so a guy comes to Jesus to ask him a question, and he says, "Rabbi," because that was Jesus' title, "what must I do to receive eternity?" And Jesus says, "Do you know the law? What does it say to do?" And he says, "The law says to love the Lord with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul, and to love your neighbor as yourself." And Jesus says, "That's right. You do that, and you'll be good to go." And he says, "But who's my neighbor?" You know. Now the point is, though, then he goes into the story of the Good Samaritan, which is a wonderful story. If you've never heard the story, it's a wonderful story. I'll share it in a minute. But the point is, those are the two most important things you can do to receive eternal life. Those are the most important things you can do. Love the Lord and love others. If you learn to do that, you will be doing the will of God. Because here's the thing, if you say that you worship the Lord, but do not practice this with your actions, then your faith does not bear fruit. James said, faith without works means nothing. Now here's the thing, you are not saved by your works. This is a misunderstanding about Christianity. You are not saved by your works. There's nothing you can do to earn salvation. But if you are a saved person, then you will behave in a new way. You will want to help other people. You will want to live as Jesus taught us. You will want to live as the Bible preaches. That's the idea of living by faith. See, a lot of people think, oh, well, as long as I say, oh, yeah, I go to church on Sundays. Yeah, I go to Sunday school. Yeah, I know some Bible stories. They think as long as I know that, I can do what I want. I can treat other people how I want. I can act however I like. And they just assume that they're saved because they do what they think they're supposed to. But it's not about what you're supposed to. It's about doing what God wants you to do. God does not care about how many times you go to church. True story, our pastor once said, God cares more about whether you're doing His will than if you show up on Sunday morning. If you have no heart to come on Sunday, I'd rather you not come. But I want you to have a heart for God. I want you to have a heart for God. You're good, Cribbling. It's all good.
Very well said. 10 minutes and Pastor Raven returns.
Well, I mean, I don't mind answering spiritual questions.
Yeah,
That's part of the beauty of this channel. I can preach to people and help spread the gospel through this channel. And I'm not telling anyone to convert. But if you have questions, I don't mind answering. That's the thing. If I can answer your question, I will.
Yeah, but we appreciate the question. That was an excellent.
That is a good question. No, it's a real, and you should not feel sorry about being concerned. I get concerned. And the fact that you get concerned is a good thing. It means that you are checking yourself. It means that you still have a heart for the Lord. It means that you still are thinking about your eternal life. Like, these are good things. If you were one of the goats, I don't think you'd be asking these questions. I don't think you'd be concerned. You'd be convinced. What the heck am I worried about? You know, I'm already good. You'd look at that verse in the Bible and say, I'm fine.
Didn't you make a video whether or not the Knights of Slaughter were Christian or not?
I did.
Super fun, nice guys.
I did make that video.
Yep. I think it was.
Well, what I was doing was lots of people were saying that the Knights weren't Christian in For Honor, that they're not Christian because the Christian God is never mentioned, and they constantly make references to the Greek and Roman gods. And I was trying to argue, I don't know, I think there's some things in there that could be interpreted as Christian symbols. And I was trying to explain through the game what Christian symbols and connections and references were there. Trying to say, here's why I think that. And I got a lot of people saying, oh, you just want Christians in everything. No, I don't. I didn't want Christians in Kung Fu Panda. Like, let's put it that way. My point is, though, knights historically swore fealty to the church and to God. And so it makes no sense to me that they would swear fealty to the Roman gods and For Honor. And I noticed that in the early game, like some of the early symbols you get for the knights are crosses and laurels and stuff like that, and like fleur-de-lises. And I'm like, these are Christian symbols. Why are they not openly Christian in For Honor? And people are saying, well, they don't make a big deal about other gods. The Vikings directly mention Odin and Thor a few times, and Jormungandr is straight up a thing in game. And for the samurai, they have Shinigami, they've had Yorogumo, they've had Yokai and Yurei, which are all straight from Japanese myth and folklore. And of course, the Wulin have made references to King Yema and to several other, and to the Fu Huo and several other Chinese mythological and folkloric creatures. Why are they pussying out and giving Greek and Roman lore to the knights? And then people often argue, well, okay, maybe they are doing that, but the knights might have worshipped those too. Not really. Back in the days of the medieval knights, most of them did not worship the Roman gods. They paid homage to them, like you might see statues or something of them built during the Renaissance or during the later period, because they are statuesque and cool to remember and cool imagery. But most of them believed in the church, you know. That doesn't fly. The idea that they might have worshipped that too. But okay, well, they're doing it for content reasons. They're doing it because it's easier to make effects and emotes and stuff to reference the Greek and Roman gods than it is to reference Christianity. And that I might buy. That actually has a degree of truth to it, I would say. I still think it's kind of a cop-out, but I would buy that easier than just, not all knights were Christian. Not all knights behaved as Christians, but as a general rule, almost every knightly order swore their oaths to the church. Especially the popular ones, like the Templar Order, the Hospitallers. You snuck in, didn't you? We're forgetting now. The Teutonic Order. Lots of them.
So you're a fan.
I thought that would fit. I thought that would fit for something.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Put it over here instead.
Let's see. The elites don't want people to know about God and Jesus. Some of them, they don't. Let's see. What weapons would an Aztec use? Probably a macuito. It's an Aztec sword club, but that uses obsidian. Basically, think of it like an obsidian chainsaw.
Yep. That is pretty cool. Drop this one too.
Drop it like it's hot, because it actually is. Literally on fire.
Yeah, boy!
Obsidian chainsaw, sign me up. Yep, we call it the Aztec whack paddle. We used it to whack Spaniards. It didn't work as well as we hoped.
No, it did not.
Because the Aztec method of war was not the best, because they were more focused on capturing, people so they could sacrifice them rather than killing, whereas the Spanish were like, we're just going to kill you. Because they were used to the whole European method of war, and they had just gotten done fighting the Reconquista. If the knights weren't Christian, then how come every knight in Apollyon scene has demon names, especially Apollyon?
Good point.
Yeah, somebody else pointed Apollyon, another version for it was the Abyss or Abaddon.
Yeah. Apollyon's name is the Greek version of Abaddon. Abaddon is the name of the Lord of Locusts mentioned in the Bible. And not only that, but Apollyon even mentions all the people of Asheville claim to follow the same God, as in singular. So, and then she would say, and I've heard their sermons. Sermons, a usually Christian word. But anyway. So, I've never liked that whole mentality. All right, I'll do one more breach match, and then that'll do it for tonight. This will be the last match of the night, boys.
Boy?
Boy, boy. I said boy, boy, boy. And I think I'll do Ruth to wrap it up tonight. I think it's time for a Ruth. Bless you, bro. Anything else coming in while I get myself a drink?
Yeah, go ahead and get yourself one. Let's see. There's a YouTuber I found recently named Indymon TV, and he's been making some very good videos discussing the myth of the modern audience. I wonder what he means by that, the myth of the modern audience. Look into that.
I'll look into that. That sounds interesting. I'm actually kind of curious now.
Hey, Raven Lark, have you seen Codename Kids Next Door?
I saw it. Some episodes were definitely better than others, but it was a creative premise, you know? I think every kid has always seen themselves kind of as the enemy of adults. Like, we see adults and the things they do as kind of weird or just meant to torture kids. Like, the idea that homework exists only to torture kids. And so you have the kids next door whose primary motive is to fight back, because the adults obviously aren't doing it to enrich kids' lives. They're forcing them to conform. And I don't know, I found that funny, but now that I've gotten older, I just kind of chuckle at it like, wow, that was weird. Some episodes were kind of dark, though. Like, What about that one 2-part episode where there was like this apocalyptic scenario where these girls are trying to turn all the boys in the world into girls?
That was freaking weird.
That was dark, man. I was like, what? What the hell? Like, this feels like a very messed up apocalypse.
I agree with you, and that would not get by the censors today.
No! Well, I mean, it kind of would, because if it was the other way, and they were turning girls into guys, I feel like that would not get by the censors.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that would have forced them to raise some questions they really would not like.
I mean, here's the thing about gender bender. It can be very cool or funny to use in the right context. Like I said, Ranma 1/2. Brilliant. I think it's hilariously written. I think it's very well done. I wrote Metamorphosis and Upon the Stars, 2 stories where gender bender is a part of the story. I think it can be done well. But then there are others where I look at it and I go, why?
Well, let's see. Hey Raven, do you think that a hero using a maul or a mason for honor would be a good idea?
I mean, we've already got a flail.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind saying a mason.
I mean, it wouldn't bother me. Just as long as it's done well.
Oh, wait. As teachers, what do you think of homework?
Okay, here's the thing. I don't like homework, but if I can't get through the goddamn lesson and all the work that needs to be done because kids don't pay attention or they talk too much and I have to spend more time disciplining than I do teaching, you're going to get homework. Because if I have to be miserable in class so you can have fun, you get to be miserable at home. That's my philosophy. I don't want to make you do homework if I can avoid it. Now, sometimes homework is a thing. Like, sometimes you have to write an essay. Sometimes you have to work on a project. Sometimes you have to study for a test. Those things happen. But as for homework, like where you have to go home and read a book or have to go home and do a worksheet, I typically don't like to do those if I can avoid it because I know no one likes that. Y'all don't like it. I don't want to make y'all miserable. But if y'all come into my class and you decide, you know what, teach? We've decided to choose idiocy today. We've decided to be assholes to you today. So get ready to suffer our wrath. I go, fine, just so you know, you're doing this for your own fun? Fine. Then I'm taking away your fun tonight. You get to do homework before tomorrow. What? You can't do that? I'm sorry. You want to make you want to make this day terrible? I'm going to make your day at home terrible. And then when you come in without homework the next day, oh, I didn't do it. And your parent comes in and asks, why did you have a 0 here? Ask him when he does his homework. I don't play games.
Yep, I'm kind of similar for me. Dylan Raven strikes again.
It's not a... Then I am the most based villain there is.
You know, tell you the truth, can't get on them too hard for that because I do that too. Because I try and have you I give you the opportunity to get your work done in class, but if you don't, I can't give you more class time than I've already allotted. If you can't get it done then, and I can be lenient to a degree, like if you're just having trouble, I'll help you out. But if you don't do it, just because you don't want to do it, and I've had kids tell me to my face, I'm not doing it because I don't want to.
Fine. Just don't be surprised when you get the 0.
Yep, they're always surprised when you get the 0 too.
Don't you have a kid who currently has a 3 in your class?
No, not anymore, because his parents lit a fire under his feet, and he finally got stuff done. But I've had people that have just been done nothing.
Oh, I remember one time, I caught these 2 kids in my class, literally. They were clearly cheating. They were clearly cheating on the test. And they would look up to me, knew I was watching, and would even laugh, like, what you gonna do? You know, what you gonna do? You gonna stop us? And then I'd go, no, go ahead. And then they do the test, they cheat. I read it. They both got, I think, about 47, something like that. Why? Why did they get that? Because I told them. I said, here's the reality, you two. Here's what I'm going to do. Since you two had to do the test together, I'm going to cut your grade. I'm going to cut your grade in half. I'm going to cut your grade in half and give you both half grade. Because y'all had to do it together, so y'all get both half the grade. So if you got a 100 on your test, cut it in half. You both get a 50. Why? Because you couldn't do the test on your own, so I'm giving you half the grade. It's one test. You did it together, so you both get half the grade. But that means we fail anyway. Yeah. At least it's not a 0.
Yeah, I just give them 0. I will literally snatch the test or their computer out of their hand, and then I will put in the grade book 0. Reason why? Cheated. I'll let them retake it at a later date if they want to, but I will heavily observe them, make sure they don't cheat. Oh, and Daniel G just dropped another 5 Canadian hours. Speaking of homework, I'm working on my swimming lesson midterm for my kids. Such a drag.
Sweet.
Wait, are you doing it as a teacher, or are you doing it like you're actually helping out your children?
Questions.
I'm like a broken Xbox. I don't play no games. Very good, guys. I like that.
Well, the funny thing is, I want to play games with them. I want to work with them. I want to have fun. Guys, seriously, I want to have fun with my students. I want to joke around. I want to talk about games. I want to tell funny stories. I want to have a good time. But to do that, we need to get through the boring lesson part first. And the more you cut up and act like little morons during class, the harder it becomes for us to get through the lesson. And so I have to say, guys, please pay attention. Guys, I need you to stop cutting around. Guys, please put away your phones right now. And so y'all get mad at me. Oh, man, you're just being mean, Mr. Raven. You're just being mean. You just don't like us. It has nothing to do with like. It has everything to do with we've got work to do. And we can't get to the fun stuff until you get through with it. But because you want to drag your feet, we never get to the fun stuff.
Yep. Oh, and Hannah just popped in saying nobody likes homework, not even homework.
It's true. See, that homework has issues with being done.
Oh, Daniel G established, clarified as a teacher. Lol. So,
Gotcha.
Another teacher. He knows.
Yep.
Alright, let's see. I like that philosophy, though I was probably the one kid who generally did the work, but got punished. It sometimes happens.
It does happen, and we try hard not to let it happen. But, man, it can be very difficult when, like, and think about this scenario, guys. Tell us what you would do. Generally, I want to know what y'all would do. Because I know some of y'all are still students. And that's fine. But I want y'all's perspective on this. Let's say that you're a teacher, right? And you've got to teach this lesson. You have got to get this lesson done so that you can get some grades in and so that you can get ready for midterms, right? Okay. But you can't get the lesson done because everyone is talking. No one will be quiet. Everyone's on their phones. Everyone's chatting things up. You tell them repeatedly, guys, stop, please stop. You've got to stop, please stop. But they won't do it. They will not stop. They just keep going. So eventually you've got to say, guys, if you don't stop, I'm giving the whole class has to be punished. Because you can't punish like the 8 or 9 kids doing it, because then like you can't call them all out. You can't send them all to detention. But you can punish the whole class by keeping them in for recess or flex or whatever it is y'all do. So, what happens when they decide to call your bluff? Do you cave and say, all right, I was just bluffing. I'm not actually going to punish you. Or do you, because if you do that, then they know you're a pushover. Or do you do it and know that in doing so, you've probably hurt some of the students who actually didn't do anything wrong and are upset with the rest of the class? It's the ultimate question, guys. What do you do when you have a class that will not work with you? What do you do? Because people think that we teachers are mean. That's the thing. Students think we teachers are mean. Guys, you don't know what we teachers have to go through. Some of you have no idea. We are graded too. You know that, right? We teachers are graded.
I like Mal's answer. Simple. Pulls out belt. This is why I'm not a teacher. Well, Mal,
if we could.
You're my brother in spirit. Oh, God.
Mal, I'm not kidding. We would if we could. And back in the day, that used to happen.
Just go to the vice principal's office and assume the position. But before we continue this conversation, I do want to consider Superfly My Sky just dropped another $5 super chat. And he says, I gotta leave, but I'll leave you with 2 animated recommendations, Beastars and DNA brand new anime. The latter of which is animated by Studio Trigger. We appreciate it, man, and we hope you have a good night.
Thank you. Take care, man. Thanks for all the donations. You've been a blast. Thank you so much. But yeah, but you guys know that we teachers get graded. We have to be talked to a lot. Literally, when Lark and I were in induction years, as in our first year teaching, we got observed by the administration. The administration would watch us and say, all right, so you've got a lesson to do, and we're going to grade you on how well you do the lesson. And you know what else we get graded for? No joke. How well the kids behave, and if they misbehave, how well we dealt with the problem. I'm kidding. This was part of our grading. So if the students acted like little crap stains, and we couldn't control the class, it gave us a bad grade. No joke. Right, Lark?
That is true. Fortunately, For my district, the kids will typically act a little bit better if they notice there's an administrator or another presence in the room because they know something's up and they don't know whether they're here for me or they're here for
the students.
the
Right.
students.
Well, for me, it didn't matter because the students that I taught weren't afraid of the administrators anyway. So that hurt us. That hurt me in a big way because even though there was an administrator in the room, no one gave a damn.
Oh, and Short Chaos asks, hey Raven and Lark, have you ever had a kid plagiarize?
Yep.
Yep.
And I gave them a 0 for it. And they were stunned, like, how do you know it was plagiarization? I said, do you even know what the word superfluous means?
No.
And then they'd go, what's that? I go, then why don't you write it in your paper?
Oh.
Exactly.
Yeah, and for me, I love doing it because the thing is, like, they're not even slick about it, too.
Yeah.
Because I was like, hey guys, I want you to write an essay, use this website. They copy and paste the website verbatim. And but they start out typing in a different word size and font, and then they don't bother to edit it in, so I can tell they just copied and pasted, like, dude, you can't just copy and paste. I didn't do that. You know what the word anthropomorphic means? No? Oh. Yeah. Like, so what are you going to do? I'm going to go back and use my own words? Go back and use your own words. Most valuable lesson you can learn when writing an essay. Paraphrase, baby.
Well, I was teaching seniors in high school. They knew better. They just chose not to.
Yep. My kids know better. Because they'll ask, but sometimes they'll ask, I should use my own words. Like, absolutely. Don't copy and paste anyway. And then they have the gall-tag surprise when I catch them. Jedi, I must tell you, it's not as bad as it seems, because, listen, I got some really boneheaded kids. I also got some really great kids. I do. Like,
teaching has its bright sides. There are good sides to being a teacher, no doubt. But what I was saying, all I was saying, was that when kids go, man, teachers are just mean. Teachers don't like us. Like that kind of thing. You don't even know what we put up with.
What I really love is when the worst of my kids will go they'll go, Mr. Lark, am I your favorite student?
No.
And I just kind of give them a look that's just like, you know the answer to that question. But what's sad is sometimes they'll be asking genuinely. And you're like, how do you not realize your behavior is atrocious?
Because they just don't get it.
What's really crazy is, like, I have one incident where the student, like, tried to rat on me to her mother, only for the mother to take my side.
Yep.
And I thought that was the funniest thing.
What about the kid who literally was in the middle of a parent-teacher conference and literally whipped out his own phone in the middle of the conversation because someone was calling him? Everyone, including his own mother, looked at him like, what are you doing? And he went,
he actually punched
what?
the kid today.
Oh, God. Is it the kid I'm thinking it is?
No.
It doesn't start with an M?
Nope.
Okay. Well, he's expelled.
Not quite.
Yeah, I should have known.
Alright. Just fun, and I'm going to break up the next fight.
I heard about that.
When
I've broken up a few fights in my day, too.
Daniel G says, when I graduated high school last year, I shook every one of my teachers' hands and thanked them for their patience and time. That's because you were G, Daniel.
Thank you. Thank you for doing that, even though I wasn't one of your teachers. Thank you for doing that.
Oh, and Shark Chaos knows our pain. His mom's a teacher. Yep.
Well,
if you know, you know.
I feel like this is why I like this. This is why I like you guys, because even if y'all did, and don't get me wrong, there's some crappy teachers. There are.
Oh, absolutely.
There are crappy teachers out there. There are lots of teachers who could do better. But I feel like a lot of students in this day and age just do not give their teachers a fair chance.
Yep. And I think at the end of the day, it's like, I understand to a degree, because, you know, they're kids, and kids just, like, they have very little impulse control, and so a lot of it, like, reflects a lot on their home life, too.
Yeah.
And sometimes I can tell just by looking at the information, or it's like, well, I can only find one parent's contact info. So, it's rough. It's sad, but, like, sometimes it's like the parent's so overworked, they can't help but, like, it's hard to keep them up to date on what their kids are doing in school. And so for those, like, single parents out there that actually do keep an eye on what their kids do, like, I gotta give you guys a hand, because that's really rough to do. As a student who was failed by the system classes need a rework, someone like me shouldn't have been in a class where we review something I learned 5 reviews ago. I never needed to learn study skills. I agree that we do need to rehaul the class system because different kids learn in different ways, and it's very weird. Like, for example, somebody explained it to me, and I thought this made incredible sense. So, like, there's a lot of people out there with learning disabilities, but we keep them in general education classrooms. If you have a kid that is blind or deaf, you put them in a specialized classroom for blind and deaf kids. And they do typically very well because we're catering to that specific need. But if you have a kid that has another form of learning disability, you slap a couple 504 IEPs on them that you can't feasibly do in your class while you're trying to manage 20 other kids, and then act surprised when they don't do well. And I agree. I think we do need to start organizing the classes to reflect what they need. Yeah, the education in the U.S. is highly flawed. It needs to be fixed from the top down. Yeah, sure.
No question. No question.
If you're going to punish the entire class, make a separate worksheet for the good students or an entertaining activity so they can still enjoy themselves while the cheaters suffer. I do have a plan around that. On several occasions, I have had to do a lockdown class where basically they get 3 strikes, like, all right, fun lesson's over, now you get the punishment lesson. But I know the good kids will come to me and go, I didn't do anything, what do I need to do? And I go, let me show you how you can game the system. And I teach them the tricks and loopholes so they can get the work done quicker. While the other ones that aren't going to bother their ass have to do the whole dang thing. Ooh, you guys destroyed that, Commander LMAO.
Yep, didn't take much. Well, anyway, it looks like we're about to wrap up. This is the time to ask questions if you got them. So, like any gripping, important questions about faith, life, us, story writing, anything like that, now is the time to ask. And then, of course, I'll end with announcements, and we'll go from there.
All right, let's see what we got. You know, my school had creepy teachers. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Let's see. In the words of DJ Call and Lark, you smart. You is smart. Can I ask just one last faith question? Sure.
Yeah. Go for it.
All right. He's got it right now.
Oh, I thought that he'd already typed it.
Nope. Is America more Roman or Germanic? In ethnicity, probably Germanic. In style of government, more Roman.
Yeah, like, figured, yeah. But it's that way. I've always liked this helm, but I still want to see her face.
Hannah asks, when Raven, when you going to work on the next chapter of stories?
Which story?
You gotta be specific there.
Like, I started working on the next Wraith Riders, and I told you what to do to get into work on the next Upon the Stars. I told you how to get to that.
Shark Chaos, good. Make sure the teachers get good candy. We like candy too.
I like candy.
Let's see. Raven, I don't think we deserve to see Valk's divine jawline. It's pretty wrong. I demand to see it.
Mercy is about being given grace, not what you deserve.
Raven and Lark, do y'all collect ancient artifacts? I did till my kids broke them.
Yeah. One of the kids that he taught broke an ancient arrowhead.
Yep, it was given to me as a gift by one of my mentors, and I was showing it to the kids because we were talking about the Stone Age, and a kid broke it. First, did not survived thousands of years, completely fine. Does not last one day in my classroom. I've seen a lot of people judge me simply for my faith. I understand if you were persecuted, remember I was persecuted first, but how does one cope with it well?
Jesus warned us that we would be persecuted because Jesus is not of the world, and the world will hate him, and because he is in us, we will be hated because of that. So it's nothing to do with you personally. It has everything to do with what they see in you, the Lord working in you. People despise that. How do you deal with it? Honestly, you've got to learn to love them even if they don't love you, because the reality is that Jesus loved them anyway. Jesus died for them. Jesus rose again for them. And it's their choice whether or not they accept it. You can't make them do it. You can't force them to accept God. And you can't force them to love you the way you have to love them. And it is not easy. It is a tall order. You are being asked to care about someone who probably thinks you're full of crap, who probably would spit on you as he walked by. Don't get me wrong, that is difficult to handle, and I genuinely understand that because we've been hated on a lot for it. I've dealt with it for a long, long time. Lark has too. The best thing to do is genuinely to brush it off, you know. The greatest strength God gives is patience. The greatest thing he gives is patience. And to hold on to your patience, hold on to your knowledge that Jesus Christ wins in the end, that they can't take him from you. It's not going to be easy. As Paul said, brush the dirt off your feet as you walk out the door. They are no longer worthy.
Yeah. That's good and all. But to add on to that, I would recommend what you need to do is you need to find a good community to be with, like a good Christian community. They can be a small group, could be a church Sunday school, could be whatever. Could just be a bunch of friends that could be from different churches, even different denominations, that you all share faith and you work together and you have friendship bonds. Because remember, the Christians are not meant to be alone.
Correct. I was referring to how you deal with the hate, not...
And how to deal with hate. But I feel like, and that is a good tactic to deal with the hate, just like, get in your mind, try and love them regardless. Jesus did tell us to love our enemies. But one book that I would recommend that a lot of you guys can read, it's called Confronting Christianity by Rebecca McCollin. It's basically handles like 12 big questions about Christianity, and I think it's a pretty good read. Kind of like a man slaps your cheek, offer the other. Yes, to a degree like that. But thing is, when I say you need to have companionship, like that doesn't just go for Christians. Like you need to have somebody like in your life. Doesn't have to be romantic, but you need friends. You need people. Like keep in mind, Jesus had the 12 disciples around with him, and after Jesus left, those disciples relied on each other. The early church and the church throughout time has relied on fellow believers working in tandem with each other. Like we are not meant to be alone. So you need to find some people, find some friends. We're happy to help out where we can, but you need some people around where you are. So go looking through your local churches, see if you can find a small group, a young adult group. Because I'm not going to lie to you, one of the hardest times for me was when I first moved down to my area. Raven hadn't moved in with me yet. I was all alone, and for the first couple months, it was me literally just going to work, then coming back home. And that was it. I had no friends my own age. I couldn't talk with anyone really, except for Raven occasionally over the phone, and maybe a few friends occasionally via Skype. I was incredibly lonely, and I was starting to get depressed. But then I found my current church that I go to, and I found out that they had a young adult ministry. And so I poked my head in, and the guy who runs it, Ben, he stopped everything when I walked in, and because I walked in a little late, and he said, "All right, everyone get in a circle. We're going to introduce ourselves." And then he called on me first. And then he did not let me leave without making me feel welcome and comfort. He got to know me almost every way he could, so that he could better associate with me, so he could hook me in with the right people. And now me and Raven are actually on the leadership team with him. So you need to find yourself some fellow believers to work with. If you can find a young adult group to work with, that would be awesome. And that's just my 2 cents.
Yeah.
As King is saying, he's had a similar thing. He's saying, like, I actually had this question: how do I deal with people who were persecuted me for being Christian? Yeah, you know the deal.
Yeah, just answered that one.
And to emphasize, that young adult group, it really did help me out. I'm no longer in that state, because ever since then, I've been so full. Like, even through COVID, we weren't supposed to meet up. We still met up, because, we Christians got to stick together.
Correct.
And so, that kept me sane. I needed it. Ooh, Dr. Calibration says, my church has a group called Iron Men, where the men get together and do cool stuff, and women have a similar group. I think it's very helpful. Yes, actually, our old church back near Columbia used to have something called Men's Mess, where basically all the men of the church would get together, have a pretty sweet meal, like Beaufort stew or big old steaks. Remember one time we went there, we had they gave us each 2 steaks?
Yep, that was enormous.
Yeah, and then they have some sort of cool motivational speaker to come and talk. It was a lot of fun. Shame they don't do it anymore. Those were really cool. We would do it 4 times a year. If we ever get Dad back on, we need to have him talk about it, because those were phenomenal. Yeah, so, let's see. Any other questions? Okay, so I can't imagine that, Lark. I was giving a snake skin from one of my dad's friends, and as someone who loves zoology, it's very precious to me. I probably punch a kid for crushing it or something. Yeah, I had to send the kid out of the room. I was so mad. Raven and Lark, do y'all drive?
Yeah, we drive.
Alright, yeah, you have to. Keep in mind, we don't live in a big city. We don't have a metro or bus system we can rely on. How does one date properly in Christianity?
Genuinely, like, don't get the wrong idea, but it's not that complicated. We still date the same way, but I think it helps to know if the person you want to date has a relationship with God too. Like, you make it sound like it's got to be some kind of new weird code of conduct. It's really not. You treat a woman right. You find out if the woman has a relationship with God. If they don't, then see if you can't reach them. If not, move on. Be wholesome in how you treat them. Like, treat them the way you would want to treat your own daughter. Like, care about them, get to know them, share your faith with them, see how they reciprocate. Take them on dates where they'll feel safe. Like, make sure that they are aware that you care about them the same way Jesus cares about them. And then over time, the Lord will show you whether or not this is the one for you or not. And so you get to know their heart, not their face or their breast size or their bust size or anything like that. Yes, physical attraction is nice. There's no question there. But, the Lord cares about their heart, and so should you. I met a girl. She was gorgeous, very beautiful girl. But as I got to know her, I got to realize her heart is not in the right place. She cheated on me. She was unfaithful and unapologetic about it. She liked me because I was sloppy seconds for her. She had just gotten off of a bad relationship, wanted someone she could trust, and then once she got over that last relationship, she moved on. Not the right woman for me. It broke my heart, but I moved on. The problem is we live in a society now that says that attraction and sex appeal are what's most important. And that's why we have a society that says that sex and sexual gratification are king. You should be fine with having sex on demand when you want it, with whoever you want at any time, for whatever reason. And I disagree with that entirely. That is a mockery of the act of sex itself, because like I said before about the Legend of Korra, the more you have of something, the less it's valued. It used to be that God made sex in a very important context. The book of Genesis says that he made man and woman so that one day a man would leave his parents and find a woman and they would become of one flesh, and that's sex, and that would form a child. Sex was supposed to be a very important and meaningful action in the eyes of God, in the eyes of the community, in the eyes of you and your spouse. Like, that was supposed to be the idea. You come together, you learn about each other, and you have this almost holy union that God had ordained. That's why rape was such a serious issue. You are mocking, insulting this gift that God gave us, this beauty that we have. That's why rape was so awful. But now, sex whenever you feel like it, with whoever you want. Why even bother with commitment? There's no need, there's no responsibility involved, there's nothing that needs to come from this, Just sex is fun, it feels good. But the more it's done, the more you do it, and with more people. I'm not even going to say, oh, you're a slut for that, or whatever. I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to say, then what does it mean when you get married? How is it any different? That's why I'm waiting till marriage, because I want to tell my wife, you were my first. Because that means I waited for you. I saved myself for you. I didn't want my first time to be with anyone else but you. You will be my first and my last. And I'm not a woman, but I feel like if I was, and my husband said that to me, I would be touched. I would be genuinely moved by that. And we're already losing a lot of viewers right now for this, so I know what I'm saying right now is not very popular. I'm not even joking. I just watched our viewership go from 29 to 24 within the last 30 seconds.
To 27? They're just like, hold on, gotta get popcorn, I'm back.
But it's true, though. I feel like I don't like talking about this issue, but it is an issue that has been pervasive. Lark, you and I were just talking the other day. We may end up talking about this. The big A word. Apostasy. Borscht.
Oh.
Here's the thing. You guys can probably guess without even having to ask where we stand on the Roe v. Wade abortion situation. You probably don't even need to ask. You know.
Currently next to Main Street.
Obviously, I don't like abortion. I don't like it. I think it is a taking of life. But even if I didn't think it was a taking of life, I think the way the media has treated abortion is egregious. I am disgusted when I see people praise it for what it is. When I heard Anne Hathaway call it a mercy. When I heard people go on the Tonight Show or the Late Show and go, God bless abortion. Whenever I hear that, I get mad. Not just because I think it's a taking of a life, but because I'm like, this should not be an easy thing to consider.
Yeah, well, I think like one thing I've heard is like several people who used to be very much pro-choice because they understood like the thought process and going through, but they also understood that it was a weighty decision to it. Like,
yes.
It wasn't something just be like, but then a lot of them were actually turned off to the pro-choice side because they saw how people were just sort of celebrating how flagrant they were. Because I remember seeing one person saying how they were turned away from it because there were some people saying like, yeah, they were going and literally talking about legalizing infanticide. Like after the child was born, they were just like, keep it safe and keep it comfortable and then they decide what to do with it. And there's just like there's no way they would actually support them. They saw the clips verbatim and like, oh my gosh.
Well, the thing is, here's what I don't like about it. Let's be very clear. Whether you agree with us or disagree with us on the abortion issue, here's my issue with it. This is my ultimate issue. And I feel like this is something that we can all at least come to some common ground on. When it comes to this kind of thing, abortion should be a heavy decision. If you want to be pro-choice, fine. But it's a choice. A difficult choice. It means that you have to decide, do I let this baby live or do I take its life? That is the choice you have to take. And here's why I hate the way they're treating it now. Because I think the reason they're doing what they're doing is so that you can continue to have sex without the fear of consequence. Because what's the big fear? What's everyone afraid of when it comes to having sex without control? Like just having sex wherever you want. Pregnancy. Because that's where babies come from. Someone says, how did I get pregnant? Well, were you having sex? Because that's probably how you did it. And so they don't want that. They don't want that consequence. So what they do is they say, oh, you know what? Fine, abortion on demand whenever because we can avoid that consequence. And my response is, that is entirely irresponsible. That is entirely irresponsible. And before people say the whole, oh, what about rape or incest? I loved what Ben Shapiro did when he was asked about this. A lady asked him, what about rape or incest? Ben Shapiro said this, and I love it. He said, I'll make a deal with you right now. I'll make a deal with you. Let's make it that all abortion is illegal except in the case of rape and incest. Then abortion can be done. Would you support that? She said no. Then he said, shut up. He said, shut up, because what that proves is it's not about rape or incest to you. You're using that as a scapegoat. You're using that as a shield. If it was really just about rape or incest to you, you would be totally fine with that agreement. See, that's the problem. People hide behind that because they don't want to say the true reasoning, because it's inconvenient. And then people will also say, well, why would you want to bring a child into the world anyway? What if you're not financially capable? What if the child will be in a financial situation? My response to that is, you know what? I'm pro-choice too. You had a choice not to have sex. See, that's the thing. I've had to learn this growing up. I'm 29 years old. I've had to learn this. Every action and decision you make carries with it a consequence. If I decide, you know what, guys, I'm not going to go into work today, there's a consequence to that. I don't make money. If I decide, I'm going to go on a date with this girl and possibly sleep with her, she might get pregnant. There's a consequence to that. If I decide, you know what, guys, I'm going to start a YouTube channel, there's a consequence to that. Good and bad. The choices you make lead to an outcome. If you are not financially capable of having a child, then you should be questioning whether or not you decide to engage in sex. If you are not capable of financially handling a child, you should be worried about that. But you know what? There are options. Like I said, pro-choice. You have choices. Adoption, giving to other family members, asking for help, going on welfare, as much as I hate to say it, there are things you can do. But when they say pro-choice, they don't mean, oh, the choice between having a baby or not, because if they say pro-choice, they know exactly what choice they've already made. See, the choice is pro-life or pro-death. That's what it is. But they say pro-choice to hide the reality of what they actually want to do. And that's what makes me mad. You're not being honest. If you want to have abortion, fine. Do it. But two things. Number one, don't lie to me. And number two, don't ask me to support it. Those are the two aspects of it. So yes, I'm sorry I went on this rant. I know it's probably very touchy for a lot of people. And if I lost some subscribers because of that, so be it. I'll take that loss because that was my choice. I made a choice and now I can suffer the consequences. But at least I'm honest about it. Can you people be honest about it?
Actually, we have a lot of people that are rating this thing, but they respectfully agree.
You don't have to agree with me. Like,
well, there's some that are speculating. Some are saying like, hey, I just think abortion should only be used in very specific circumstances.
Absolutely. Look, here's the thing. I don't think that there are cases where, like, here's the thing. Let's say that the mother's life is in danger.
That's certainly a question.
That's certainly a position where I'd say, okay, maybe abortion in this case. And let's say that there really is a rape victim who doesn't want to carry this baby. You know what? That's
a very serious question.
That's a conversation we can have. But the problem is no one wants to have that conversation. They're too busy talking about what if we did it even after they were born. And that's the problem. Like, you're not, you don't care about
at that point, like, there's...
See, the way I view abortion is this. It should be a very haunting, difficult decision. It should be a decision you have to weigh with a lot of care and cautiousness because it has to be life-changing. The fact that there are celebrities saying, I want to get pregnant just so that I can get an abortion, you're sick. And you're demented.
And I also think that's really disrespectful for the women that have to like go through that decision to have an abortion. Like saying, like, I want to be in that position. Like, they're going through hell thinking about what they're going to have to do. Because that is not an easy choice to make. And they're just going, yeah, I wish I was in that position. Like that is just egregious.
It's also insulting to women who are incapable of conception. What about women who can't have kids, like who have a condition or just are barren, they can't conceive? How insulting is that? Women celebrating that they're getting pregnant just to kill the kid, whereas they can't even have one.
Yeah, and Daniel G's right though. Like, I would like to like there are problems with the adoption system that needs to be fixed. I agree.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
for
trust
sure.
me. You're not going to hear us disagree. But thing is, I think one person that we really both expect, like Matt CMG.
Yeah.
He really well, not Matt CMG.
Not Matt. Matt Christians.
Matt Christians.
Matt Christians.
Yeah, he pointed out how he was originally like on one of the pro-choice people, but he recognized that this was a life being taken and that there was a seriousness to it. And he was one of those people that was really pushed to the other side when he saw just how much it was celebrated and glorified. Because this isn't like, I don't think anybody should celebrate or glorify it. It's just like, this is something that at the very least, like, there's a very serious problem happened along the way.
That's how I knew that it was evil. That's how I knew that the whole concept was evil, because they're not doing it with care or with reverence. They're doing it with aplomb and glory, and I'm going, no. Whew, okay, I finally said it. I've been kind of sitting on that for a while, ever since this whole abortion thing took off. Like, ever since Roe v. Wade was overturned and it turned into front page news. Like, I've been sitting on that rant for a while. You got your rant, guys. Hey.
That's right. Good thing that wasn't controversial in the slightest.
No, I'm sure I won't lose any subscribers for that one. Well, I think that about does it unless they have something else to add. Or any other questions. Let's see.
Alright, there was one up here. Okay. I also struggle with vaping. I want to stop, and my mother hates it, and I also want to stop, but I'm addicted. Any advice? I'm sorry, this is full of problems. Hey, man, this is a good place to ask.
I mean, I don't mind. I mean, that's tricky, because we're not addicted to those kind of things.
That's... One person I heard say this was like, every time you take it was for cigarettes, but like every time you are about to take a drag on a cigarette, I want you to think about a tobacco executive laughing maniacally as you are slowly killing yourself.
With vaping,
that's a difficult one, because like those things are really addictive, and like a lot of times we've tricked. I have students that do it, and they have tricked themselves into thinking it doesn't hurt them anywhere near as much as it actually does. And thing is, the best thing I can advise you to do would be talk to a counselor outside of like your family or something. Like, talk to like maybe like a church leader, talk to maybe someone like that can hook you into a specific program where they can work on getting you on a step-by-step plan to get you out of the addiction cycle.
Honestly, addictions require help to break. I found that with addictions, you're never going to break it on your own, because you're not going to be honest with yourself. You're going to say, no, this time I'm quitting, but then in a week you've convinced yourself, one time won't hurt, and then you're right back into it. You need help from someone else. I'm not saying that to demean you. I'm just saying quite often with addictions, you require an outsider to help keep you honest. That's why in the Christian faith we have accountability partners. Someone we talk to and confide in, like, I've been struggling with this. Could you pray for me? Could you help me? That's what accountability partners do. And I'm not saying you need an accountability partner by name, but I'm just saying find someone who you trust, who you think will help keep you honest, and then be honest with them. Like, just tell them, I have a problem and I want to quit. Can you help me quit? And or help me find an organization or a program or plan, you know? But that's what I would say to that. I'm sorry we can't be more help in that regard, but we've never had an addiction like that, so we've never had to break it.
Yep, our parents probably would have filleted us if we ever touched this stuff.
So be clear, they would be the ones to help us break it. Dad would break our backs
So
if we
you
tried.
can't hold a cigarette if your arms are broken.
It's very true.
Let's see. Hey, Raven and Lark, what is your favorite political YouTuber?
Definitely, I would go with Steven Crowder. He's pretty funny and enjoyable. I like his rants usually. He's a very good ranter if you like rants.
I like his Change My Mind series.
Yes, those are good. Matt Christensen is amazing. Very fun to listen to.
Freedom Tunes probably.
Freedom Tunes is hysterical. Freedom Tunes is great.
I love his take, but like he's so dry, it's almost funny for me. Matt Walsh. I don't even agree with him on everything, but
yeah. Then there's also Lauren Chen. Lauren Chen is usually pretty good. She's a very, very good speaker with a lot of good points to make. Those are the ones that I would talk about.
Let's see. Is there any others? I guess on the other side of the spectrum, there's knowing better, though not everything he does is political. You're free to think that there, Red.
What did Red say?
He was just like, politics, cringe. And I was like, trust me, I understand that.
We understand that, but somehow we always get into them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know liberal hive mind. Is it for honor stream? You're coming at the tail end.
You're coming at the tail end, and during the tail end of our streams, we just take any questions and just kind of have a talk, like just a chat. If you don't like that, you're free to leave. You know, we lose a lot of our viewers about this time anyway because they know what we do at the end. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. You can leave if you like, but we take any questions at this time.
Yep.
All right, last few questions, and we got to go.
Figure out Blair White. Oh, yeah.
Blair White's pretty good. I also like Gothics.
Gothics.
She's enjoyable.
Oh, yeah. Ruin Leon? Is that
Ruined Leon. He is amazing. Go check out Ruined Leon. He is great.
Hey, Raven, what are you guys having for Thanksgiving?
Oh, we've got some plans, man.
Deep
Speaking of
fried
which, Lark,
turkey?
you didn't get me the ingredients, did you?
I have a contingency plan.
Well, if you get them to me early enough in the morning, I can make it today. I can make it tomorrow.
We'll see. I'm sorry. Sorry we couldn't do that. Alright.
Is that it?
I think that's about it.
All right. Well, then in that case, I think we can wrap it up there. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, we love having you on the stream. We love going through all this with you guys. It's really the thing we look forward to every week to do this. This is such a fun time. Whether we win or lose the matches, just getting to talk with you guys and really interact with our community, that's what we love. So let me tell you a few announcements before we go forward. Like I've said before, Lark and I are going home on Wednesday to visit with family. We will not be back until Friday, but we will probably be back really tired, so we won't be up to doing a For Honor Friday. So instead, we will do our For Honor Friday probably either Monday or Tuesday, which will be a little weird, I know, but we'll still get that For Honor Friday in for you guys so that you guys can enjoy it. So look forward to that. I think that'll be great. Also, 2 new videos coming this weekend, hopefully. One is our Fantastical History Orc video. That will be released this weekend. And also the Peacekeeper Execution graded video. Those will probably be the only 2 videos we get out this week before we go on vacation. So look forward to those 2 videos. Again, just a reminder to everybody, currently I'm in a financial crisis right now. If you want to help support the channel you don't feel like super chatting, you can subscribe to the channel if you're new. Subscribing always helps. Leave a like and a comment on the video because I always read the comments, and just reading your support really helps me out. If you wanted to support financially, I do have a Patreon. You can go become a patron. Even $1 a month helps. Any little bit helps. That link is on my channel. You can go to my banner and find my link there. And if you want to buy some merchandise from the Teespring store, I do have a Teespring store. You can go to my, it's called The Raven's Roost. You can go to my channel again on the banner and click on that. Right now, there is a deal going on, a promo deal. If you type in the promo code RAVEN, R-A-V-E-N, and you type that in, you can purchase any of my merchandise 10% off. That only lasts for the next, I think, week and a half. Then it'll go away, and I won't bring it back again until mid-December, so that you guys can buy some cool stuff for Christmas. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, as always. And we shall see you in our next video. Take care.
Have a good one, guys.